All right. I'll probably do it. See how the feedback is. Right. Here we go. As always, my companion Jason here, my partner in crime. How are we doing today, sir?
I'm alive and kicking.
The Greeks have a bunch of different gods. Athena's the goddess of wisdom. Poseidon is the god of the sea.
And I am Kronos, the god of time.
Oh, cool. What do you do?
I tell the time and make gift baskets.
So, are you also the god of gift baskets?
I don't know. You tell me.
Rosewood mango candle? Kronos?
I know. It's 4:30, by the way.
It's that time. I guess he froze up on me. Where'd you go, Uncle Mikey?
There we go.
Yes.
Okay. This works.
Holy shit.
Jason, I think I'm getting some feedback on you. I'm not sure.
Sounds like it.
It may be me too, though. Okay.
There we go.
There it is. All right, gentlemen.
I'm here.
Something's off, squeaky. Mute my shit. Brother.
Oh man, there's two of you.
Yeah.
No sound, brother. No sound.
Right. Water. Wow. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're a little delayed.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I was thinking about doing Boolean search terms tonight and working on the people's ability to hunt down the shit that they're after instead of the shit that Google wants to get. But if this lag keeps up, I don't know if that's going to happen.
We got two of you, dude.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to fix that.
There it is.
Right. Gone. Oh well. Great. So I was looking for some of those letterrogatories that you were talking about, man. I couldn't find shit. A bunch of DOJ stuff, and you can't really find any examples on people committing these without them being just fucking bleeding heart sovereign shit. So I started looking for David Merlin's stuff. His paperwork's always pretty clean. Was that Robert Michael guy? Brotherhood of Market Fellowship. Pretty good stuff. But so I couldn't find anything, and I was thinking about the Boolean terms and about how you were saying that like a bunch of people I know have no idea how to search the internet really efficiently. They just know how to get on there and check a Facebook or whatever. So I figured I would take this thing for a little spin, and with my buddy Earl here, and cover some stuff. Earl, you want to jump in and chime in on this?
All right, yeah, I'm just making myself some dinner real quick. So, what's this episode about? Trying to find stuff with search?
Yeah. I got a buddy looking for letterrogatories, and it's essentially they frame it as a way to subpoena or depose someone that lives out of state, but that's called a fucking subpoena or a deposition. You know what I mean? So there's got to be more to it than that. And I'm sure
man. There's this, Google Scholar works pretty well for, narrowing down stuff. But if you're looking for some stuff that doesn't show up on Google Scholar, there's this search engine. It's called Cirx. It's like Sears, that old hardware store, but instead of an S at the end, it's an X, like X-ray, Cirx.
Yeah.
And it's a really cool search engine. I mean, it's kind of hard to find a good instance, but it's open source. It runs on individual servers, and you can have it basically combine every search engine in existence in one page of results. Let me find an instance real quick and paste a link in there. But yeah, it's super helpful. Sure. That's like the search engine I use when I'm trying to find something that's hard to find.
Yeah. Jim himself, fan of Jabiru, but I mean, it doesn't ever other stuff going on. It looks like I'll need an extension here, but like you said, it's open source, so it's neat to find open source shit that you don't have to root or use through the Google Cloud shell. I'm all about getting away from that shit.
Yeah, it's a bitch. And can you guys still hear me? Can you still
absolutely.
hear me? Okay, I wasn't sure. I just opened another tab on my phone. But yeah, here's a link, circ.space, and it shows like a ton of instances.
Looks like we lost you there for a sec, brother. Looks like we lost you there for a second, brother.
So you said your buddy was trying to find what? What in particular was he looking for? Maybe I can search on here and get to the bottom of it and find something for him.
Letter derogatory.
1 minute.
Right.
Get your fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm having some issues here. You're on a mobile?
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
I got this. Maybe. We'll see. And they could have made this share screen feature a little bit more slick, dude. Restream.io's got this shit beat to piss, man.
So there's a way to get into the options of the search engine. I'm not sure where the hell it is. But once you get into the options, you can really narrow down which search engines you're trying to. Okay, here it is. Let me find the exact link, and then I'll right here.
Yeah, dude, I dig it.
Right here, I just pasted a link in the chat. Click on that preferences, and then click on engines.
Okay.
And then in that engines, you can tick on, there's a ton of them.
Oh, wow, dude. Yeah, I like it. It's almost like popping into something in dev mode already, huh? Nice.
Right, yeah. And there's a way that you can select like documents and files, and you know what I mean? Like,
so you don't have to go type in the command operator in there, like the file type : or all in URL or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know the commands by memory, but yeah, you can narrow it down pretty well, and it's pretty tight that it basically merges all these search engines into one.
Right. That's cool.
I'm not really sure how well it works for, like legal documents, but I figure I'd throw it out there.
But it's going to be great. Yeah, that's it. There we go. I've been trying to find this course. It's called Drive-by Litigation, and it's aptly titled, man. Aptly titled.
Is that a video or?
Yeah, he does a lot of right. David Cross. Yeah, I get it. Okay. Great. That looks really. I'm gonna definitely tear that apart. This something's different with dorks. I don't know if you've noticed lately, but like when you use dorks with parentheses and quotation marks, it doesn't yield the same results that it did 2-3 years ago, and I can't seem to figure out what the difference is. But it's dead. There's a okay, show So check this out. So like if you're looking for Jason, if you're looking for like David Merlander, or you're looking for let's say Patrick Vine or anything like that, then you would.
You're breaking up a lot.
essentially from like right here, I got a Microsoft Word file. So thing in here to a download, and it's just going to pop right back into the same search engine or whatever. So let's see. I know I.
I can't hear you, dude.
Files or video files. So yeah, nothing. That's funny because I know that there's fucking there's stuff online. I've downloaded stuff online. You see how this kind of tends to yield different results when you put in different file types, and like one letter and say put it into quotation marks and throw a wild card in that thing, like so. If I can fucking see well enough to. Blind ass motherfucker. And it just it'll give different results every time, man. Just with that little variance, like that little asterisk being thrown in there says, okay, David Merlin plus anything else you can think of, you know, and then it starts throwing out like WordPress, who's who in the freedom community. It's basically like there's going to be a bunch of, you'll find with this type of stuff, there's going to be a bunch of sovereign citizen talk and all kinds of bullshit. I don't know if you took your cam off on purpose, man. If so, that's my bad. But you kind of see what's going on here.
Yeah.
So what's the name of the document you've been needing real bad? Or wanting real bad?
And what?
A document that you've been wanting?
Letter of rogatory?
Do you want it for relief, or are you trying to get it for a criminal case, or well, not for yourself probably, but
Yeah, the criminal.
okay, letter rogatories.
Okay.
All right, holler when you see something that looks like what you're after.
Tough to.
Okay, so
It's
that's
tiny.
not
Really tough to read.
oh, sure. Hold up.
There we go. That's what I kept about Hague countries, non-Hague countries, and there's a simpler way to use this.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't have to be Patriot documentation, certainly. But a lot of people, I guess, use them for international enforcement of subpoenas.
What's that one you just passed? It said American something right there. Enforcing American letters rogatory.
Right.
Title 26.
There we go. Says where a party seeks to take evidence from an unwilling party in a foreign jurisdiction, a formal request for judicial assistance must be made by the party's domestic court to a court in the foreign jurisdiction. Such request is called a letter rogatory. The author describes the process whereby an American party would request the judicial assistance in an Ontario court, including the formal requirements of the letter rogatory and the various preconditions to enforcement of which an Ontario court must be satisfied. That doesn't sound very foreign. Aren't the U.S. and Canada kind of the same country?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Shit. This is written in French too. For them dirty ass French. There are no rules in Canada to prevent foreign litigants from taking evidence from a willing person in private civil matters. Parties in the United States may arrange to depose a willing witness in Canada without prior consultation or without permission from Canada in a Canadian federal or provincial authority. This might not be much about the letter of request is a form of written communication sent by a court in one country to a foreign court, requesting the assistance of the foreign court in obtaining testimony or documentary or other evidence of a witness within the jurisdiction of the foreign court. Okay, so what's the application? You still there, Jason?
Yeah, I'm still here.
What's the application you're looking for?
Well, you basically use that to how do I want to say it? You get the court you're dealing with to answer questions regarding, I guess, more their status, their EIN number, things like that, proving they're foreign to America. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah. So and I see the.
That's a nice
juice. I see, but what I don't know is how the person goes about doing something effective with that.
What's that Title 26? Is that USC Title 26?
It's Title 28.
Or is it Title 28?
Yeah, to receive a letter rogatory issued or request made by a tribunal in the United States, transmit it to the foreign or international tribunal. So I'm assuming you want to grab it?
Well, that's what I keep seeing is from the U.S. to someplace else. I guess what I need is the opposite of that, to the United States from someplace else.
Okay. So you would do it from the Republic of Texas, wouldn't you?
Yeah. That's what I found too, is the rules of civil procedure.
What's that?
That's what I was finding also was the rules of civil procedure. I think you sent me something like that too.
Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. Here we go.
Is that 22 USC 611?
It may be. Okay, so how do you find the page on Google? I don't have a magnifying glass anywhere, bro. Shit.
I'll dig through that and that.
Well, there's got to be something. There's got to be something here. So it's under the FDCPA that it looks like it comes up. The Foreign Corrupt Practices Act was. But they don't say anything about the actual thing so far. Contains two types of provisions: anti-bribery provisions and accounting provisions.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
don't see what it has to do with it.
No, that's your 22. I think it's 22 USC 611. Your foreign corrupt practices. Well, that's where your Foreign Agent Registration Act comes into play,
Yeah,
and your anti-bribery.
sure. And this would all be that warring in the countryside shit, right? Looks like they
Yeah.
don't have it in here. It doesn't even say rogatories anywhere in it.
No, that I don't think that would have a whole lot in it.
Yeah,
I think
apparently it doesn't.
that's for.
That's all right. Usually the ABA is pretty thorough, man. Usually the ABA's got it locked down. Organized crime. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is somebody in like Kansas trying to help Oklahoma, or like Kansas Bureau of Investigations trying to team up with OSBI to track and make babies, because that's what the big shit that they do. Patent case, creating opportunities on international law. About that looks like it has something in there. 1975 Inter-American Convention on Letter Rogatory. It's 530 or 353 pages, man. I'm fucking dyslexic as shit today. Dyslexic, but handsome.
Yeah, that is a nice haircut you got there.
I'm trying. Yeah, I got to straighten it up for all the ladies out there. Like it was 2C9. Wait, so 2C8. Here we go. Maybe. But here it is. Maybe. Come on. There we go. Yep. Do that every time. Do that every time. Never just be fucking smooth. Never just be fucking smooth, computer. You are the shit. Stupid computer. I hate the interface when these things before. Like, why do you do your documents on a phone? It's like, well, because I've already got cancer. Okay, so it's 28 USC 1782A. The letter rogatory is requested by which a court in one jurisdiction asks a court in another foreign jurisdiction to employ the latter course of procedures in order to aid the administration of justice in the former court's country. For example, a foreign court may be asked to examine a witness based on rogatories drafted in the United States by counsel for the parties seeking discovery. And that's 28 USC subsection 1782A. Unlike the letters of request discussed in Supra, in 2C2B, which travel through the central authorities of governments, letter rogatories frequently are transmitted through the diplomatic channels. Wow. So this is like conflict of interest idiots.
Yeah,
20 UFC 1781.
$2,500 or better.
Yeah, letter ruggedry is one of the most. What's that?
I said to send it through those channels, you're probably looking at $2,500 or better.
Fuck that, dude. Mutual legal assistance treaties, are treaties in which the members establish mechanisms for securing evidence. So this must be one of them. And Latin letter rogatories compared. MLATs have been, have many benefits compared to letter rogatories. In particular, MLATs create a binding legal obligation to respond. So it's a sort of like being in dishonor with the administrative process, except for you don't get dishonor, the option of being in dishonor. You get the option of being in contempt. I mean, that's pretty promising. Maybe we should be looking into these MLATs.
What document?
Mutual legal assistance treaties.
Mutual legal assistance.
Say the name of the document.
Yeah.
Just the bench book on international law 2014.
Okay.
I'll send it to you. Okay, so unlike requests for assistance under letters rogatory, the execution of which is discretionary, execution of an MLAT request is required by treaty. You can only be refused for one of the few grounds specified in the pertinent treaty. For instance, U.S., Russia, MLAT states that receiving state may deny legal assistance if one of the three situations is present. Military law, it is not a crime law, which is there's no such thing, man. It's all fucking commercial. Execution of the request would prejudice security of the interest of the requested party. So, like, this would be known tangible, or not a like a request does not conform to the requirements of this treaty. So, you want me to try and pull the MLAT treaty, or are you still trying to go with letter rogatories?
No, I'll pull it up and look at it later.
Okay, so MLATs provide serving or producing a document, providing records, locating persons, tracking testimony of persons, taking, executing requests for nice, like rep levens and asset forfeitures, and what's that executive order 39 something, where they separate these fucking public officials from all their assets because they're criminals. Transferring persons in custody for testimonial purposes. It doesn't look like it works for extradition. Come here, buddy. All right. Treaty. Parties, the provision of the right of any party, other persons to obtain evidence, have evidence excluded, or to impede the execution of a request. Article 2 of the 1992 Inter-American Convention on Mutual Assistance in Criminal Matters makes clear this convention applies solely to the provision of mutual assistance among state parties. This provision shall not create any right on the part of any private person to obtain or exclude any evidence or to impede the execution of any request for assistance. No such prohibition appears, however, in other instruments on the subject, including Model Treaty approved by 1990 by the UN General Assembly of Baby Rapers and Child Traffickers. So, yeah, dude, we're trying to go from the public perspective to the administrative side of the corporate America. Like, how's that going to work?
I don't know. That's what I need to dig into a little bit. Right.
Yeah, that's tricky. So again, let's try searching some more shit. This time I'm gonna say try it in parentheses first. Let's see. Derogatory under the Hague Convention. Feature and format, preparation of letters derogatory from the State Department. I think I sent you that one. You might not. This is from travel.state.gov instead of the DOJ.
Yeah.
Letters derogatory. Customary method of obtaining preparation of letters derogatory for national purposes. Oh, CFR Part 29, or 22 CFR Part 92. Jesus fucking Christ. Boy, I am just not on it today.
I think I briefly hit that one, but I haven't gotten very far into that.
Yeah. Hard to say what it's gonna entail. Cross nation issues. No results. Criminal tax cases. Litigation. Application. Jesus Christ, man, I can't fucking read today. Money in lower courts. I wonder what that is. You ever seen anything like that? Oh, that's the UK. Here it is with the ICC. You want to check that out?
Yeah.
35 pages. It'll be. Come on. Christ. Okay, well, it didn't come up. Wait, I don't want that motherfucker again. Oh, well, fuck it. Oh, shit, it's the same. Oh, all right. That was the document I was just reading. Okay, addresses how international criminal tribunals can obtain content. Primarily focus on the International Criminal Court for two reasons. It faces hurdles listed above and beyond those barriers created by the 2002 passage of the American Service Protection Act. Traditional understanding and practice, the ASPA is not a barrier to the ICC's investigations in the United States, so long as the ICC limits any request to investigations against crimes against humanity, war crimes, genocide. So you're not looking for any of these things, are you? Like in your admissions?
I think that's more like the shit with Brittany Griner and shit like that, dealing with
right. So requested U.S. district courts. You want to check that out?
Yeah, check that out.
Okay. I do things good. Here we go. Okay. Second opinion for accessing vital evidence. To make a direct request for conditional assistance or request for information via a letter rogatory, a formal request from one court to another for assistance in evidence gathering. Section 1782 of Title 28 of the U.S. Code, assistance to foreign and international tribunals and to litigants before such tribunals, permits the person from whom they seek testimony or other evidence, statements, or produced documents for use in a proceeding in a foreign or international tribunal, including criminal investigations conducted before formal accusation. Letter rogatory issued or request made by a foreign international tribunal or upon the application of any interested person. See that? That's handy.
What's the what's that case right there?
So this is going to be Intel Corp versus Advanced Micro Devices Inc. It doesn't give the rest of the data on it though.
It's applying under that same code, 28 USC 17.
Yep. Yeah, it says again, by any interested person within a reasonable, so long as they are, or they have to be, they don't have to be imminent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so it exempts privileged material. You're not going after any of that, are you?
Well, I think the state already told them you got to give me some of that.
Well, see, dude, they're look at this. You know, notably, district courts have broad discretion when deciding whether to order an action based on a letter rogatory. The statute leaves the issuance of the appropriate order or to the discretion of the court, which in proper cases may refuse to issue an order or may impose conditions as deems desirable. Higher courts may only overturn a district court decision if that lower court has abused its discretion, a standard that has been deemed identical to the district court's ordinary discovery rulings, meaning that they does what they want.
It always seems to come down to that. They do what they want.
Right. Okay, so the Department of Justice Office of Internal Affairs commonly assists in requests to be directly transmitted to OIA through informal or formal arrangements. OIA has two distinct mechanisms to request the relevant evidence or testimony from the court. Damn it, dude. So it says letter derogatory requests for official assistance are transmitted directly through the U.S. Department of Justice, or when they are transmitted to it through diplomatic channels, they will be processed by the Office of Internal Affairs of the Department Criminal Division. When the use of compulsory measures is necessary, an assistant United States attorney will submit the request to the district court pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1782 or 18 U.S.C. 3512. You didn't have that one yet, did you?
No.
Okay, 3512 would be Foreign Evidence Requests Efficiency Act. So an even more expansive statute that employs where empowers the Department of Justice to request federal judges to issue such orders as may be necessary to execute a request from a foreign authority for assistance in the investigation or prosecution of criminal offenses or in proceedings related to the prosecution of criminal offenses, including proceedings regarding forfeiture, sentencing, and restitution. Under this statute, not only can federal judges order the appearance of witnesses or the production of documents, they can issue warrants. Holy shit, dude! I can use one of these motherfuckers to force a rep levin on my fucking kids, man. It looks like. I don't give a shit who says you can't use rep levin on children. They're fucking property, dude. They're fucking property.
Yep.
I mean, tell me anybody that's going to be cool with me, like, you know, keying their kid like you would key a kid. Nobody. Fucking nobody, dude. Yeah, this shit's gotten beyond fucking ridiculous. I'll tell you all this stuff before I take off. Are you kind of seeing how these work though?
Yeah.
Okay. So another good way to do this is like if we're trying to find a book. So let's say wife used to shit herself when a June bug would fly past her. But luckily, her poop smelled like bacon and fresh cinnamon rolls, so it wasn't so bad. Dumb. I miss my wife. I miss my wife, and her boyfriend's a douchebag, and the shit sucks, dude. Hey, I was actually if I can hold up or make a little comment. Honest persons and causes. Huh. Yes, 6 pages. So it gives. I didn't know that Timothy O'Connor also made a causes of actions book. Apparently, he did. Reasons and explanations for agency. Well, see, so and this pretty well works with anything. If you just want to be like Metallica and boobies, you know. And my uds are a lot of fun. So that's Self-Governance University. Where's this gonna go? Okay. Yeah, me, I guess, here for a second. Okay, do you believe that there's no MP4 video files of Derek's in Google? Because that makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's absolute bullshit. So let's take the file type off there. One good explanation of how to use these things is the and or feature. So there, you see, using or in all caps will, or and in all caps will be only things that have them both. You know what I mean? Or would be one or the other, like cats or dogs, and peanut butter or jelly. You know what I mean? But you do it the other way around, and then it gives you a bunch of other shit. So, Derek Chaton. That sounds like a real middle name. This dude's fucking a monster, man. But I honestly, from where you go to where you are now, dude, I don't see any difference in the two of you. I really don't.
He's
so you guys are on equal footing as far as motherfuckers that I would follow over a cliff yet.
I don't know about that. Okay.
Yep. Enough of that. Shit. Yeah, I was saying, what case are you throwing this letter derogatory at?
Oh, my my criminal one.
Oh, dude. Yeah, no, don't shy away from being proud of that. You earned that like a fucking monster. Jason sat there and fucking, BTFO to fucking a big old fucking tow truck driver and two cops that were taking his trying to fucking, deprive him of his civil liberties, man. This fearless motherfucker. He's like getting his car towed and sitting there like fucking, trying to fend off these motherfuckers and hold that shit down. Like if it would have gotten too much more out of hand, Jason would have just tucked it in his fucking lower lip and run off. You know what I mean? So you're going to be because I mean honestly, dude, it really kind of works with my impound shit too. My false arrest and impound.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Which if I don't go and fight that, dude, I'm gonna feel like an absolute lady boy for the rest of my life. You can't pretend like you're a fucking man and take that kind of shit from your fucking corporate, privately owned, for-profit government. You know what I mean?
That's it.
You don't think the rules apply to you, do you? No, I don't, because I'm not a fucking federal employee. I'm not a federal gun licensee. I'm not a fucking state employee. I'm not a public official. I live in the private. I operate in equity. Equity and law are like this, man. Like law without equity is not gonna work, dude. But equity without law, just fucking fine, man. You know what I'm saying? Law is for people that don't have a moral compass. You know what I mean? An internal fucking sense of what's right, what's wrong. And so when you operate in equity, man, you only need to know one statute, and I think that's it's in the FDCPA. It's the one where you fucking ask them to validate a debt, because if you don't validate the debt, which they never can, then the onus is flopped over onto them, and then all of a sudden you're having clean hands and they're in default essentially. So after that, dude, you can move into equity because you have clean hands. That attorney can't say shit, you know what I mean, except for fucking and maybe mind the stepchildren too if he's really good. I don't like it when they do it like this. I'll like a pussy. I prefer my relating from fucking Esquires to be thorough.
Don't be
that, man. It's been a minute since anybody's actually watched one of these live. Hop in here if you guys want to chime in on how we're wrong about stuff that you haven't read yet. No, I'm teasing. That always seems to be the case, though, man.
Always
gaslighting earlier. The way when somebody hears about what the strategy that you're contemplating here, they're going to immediately think patriot, and then they're going to think domestic terrorist. Like, do you think the dudes in frilly shirts with the powdered fucking wigs and the makeup, like, were, you know what I mean? When they went supposedly fought, the English, the redcoats.
Well.
Every fucking change that comes about is on the tail end of somebody fucking doing something bad, dude. It's just how it has to be, man. It's the world we live in. It's not our fault, but then you can't expect people like us to sit here and fucking not
going to sit here and take it. That's for damn sure.
Right? No, hell no. What is up, man?
Hey,
howdy. I love that beard.
Oh, thanks. What's up, Bleak Narratives?
Howdy, sir.
Yeah, you guys always talk about the court stuff, right?
Right.
Man. Turns of events for me this week, or last couple of weeks. It's 18 days in jail. And fucking door kicked in. What's happening with you guys?
Trying to stay out of that position.
Yeah. There you go.
It doesn't always work though.
53 subscribers to 2,500, and got out of jail. That's pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
Man, my Cortana keeps kicking on. My fucking mic keeps turning on. That's weird. Where about you from, sir? Where about you from? The Midwest?
I know, New York.
New York.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
Where at?
Western New York, like south of Buffalo.
Okay, I grew up in out near Cooperstown.
Is that in Pennsylvania?
No, Cooperstown, New York.
Whereabouts is that? Down by Binghamton or something, maybe?
Yeah, not too far from Binghamton.
Okay. Huh, yeah. Very good.
Too damn cold up there.
Used to be the 70s. It's, 86 through there.
Say again?
It used to be State Route 17. It's now Interstate 86.
88.
Is it 88?
Yeah, it runs up there to Albany. Been a long time.
Hitchhiking at Route 17, and boy, the traffic was sparse.
Been a long time since I've been there.
Yeah, I about had it here, man, with this bullshit. Attack from fucking police.
One step away from China there, I think.
I feel like I'm behind the Iron Curtain, you know?
You are.
Yeah.
I Googled it because it occurred to me one day, New York is ranked as the least peaceful state.
I can see that's why the hell I got out of there.
25 years that they've been doing that poll or whatever, and every year New York #1 is the least free. That ain't what I want to be. I want to be where I can be the most free, where I can realize my true full potential. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Well,
Beating down and shit.
every state seems to be going that direction now.
Something's got to happen,
Right.
man. You know, we're gonna start really making some big.
That's what we talk about this shit daily.
Or, I fear. What's that?
We talk about this shit daily, man. I don't understand. When I was a child, a dude got cut out a week's worth of vacation at the post office. And when I was a child, I imagine a motherfucker probably made $5 an hour working at the post office. So a week's paid
That's probably
vacation.
decent money, then, right?
Through that place. Over a week's paid vacation. And now they're like, we're going to fucking jab your kids with microchip vaccines that are kept at sub-zero temperatures, and we're going to fucking sit there and thank us for it. And
what is that radio? Is that like white noise you got?
One of us has got an issue with the feedback loop from their device's speaker to their microphone.
It was happening before I got on, so I don't think it's me.
No. Jason and I are both deaf as shit. I'll put some headphones in and see if that doesn't do better.
That made me think, though. I wonder if there's something like that maybe wouldn't interfere with our conversation so much, but might fuck up the fucking algorithm. You know, spying on it. You know, taking out of context things we're saying and stuff like that. You know, because I really don't like censoring myself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Call them glow joggers.
There is such a thing. Glow jogger.
There are glow joggers. I can.
Yeah, I can't even understand what you're saying, man. Now, do you want me to check out of here and check back in and see if it makes a difference?
I think it's his. I think he's just got bad signal right there.
Oh, you can hear him there?
Some headphones right now.
I can hear you fine.
Yeah, I think it's me.
Yeah, it's you. It's your signal breaking up here.
Uncle Mikey, are you Bleak Narratives?
Yeah.
Right on.
Here, I will. I'm going to switch to my phone. Dog.
Jason, how you doing? I couldn't read it before. I'm just on my phone here.
Yeah, I use my phone here, sitting by the router.
What parts are you in, Jason?
I'm in Texas.
Texas?
Yeah, I got out of New York as fast as I could.
You're from New York?
Yeah, I grew up there.
How long you been out of here?
I've been down here since '99.
You like to improve as a result of leaving this oppressive environment?
Yeah, man, I didn't like the cold, didn't like the taxes, and too much.
I didn't like that either, but you know, I could have dealt with them, you know, but beaten and robbed and fraud put on me by public servants is intolerable.
It happens everywhere. I'm dealing with it here.
You know, yeah, I wonder that too. How much it's the same across the board, and if it's better. It seems like out of this COVID-19, things got worse in every way.
Yeah.
As far as that's concerned.
Power grab.
Yeah. Yep. And you know, it was a test too to see how many that they already, you know, they got that'll comply with anything they say, you know, and then what percentile they have to deal with that oppose
Exactly.
slavery. You know, I
Yep.
oppose human slavery. So.
Exactly.
You know, I think for myself, they don't like that.
No, they don't.
I played some good chess in there. You know, I met the people I needed to meet there in jail, but fucking bullshit. You know, they left my house wide open to be looted, and you know, they pretty much forced me into a position to lose everything that I had in my life, all the fruits of my labors and everything else.
That seems to be the name of the game.
Yeah, it is. They can't support their points. They can't justify the actions they take.
You had one job, Mike.
Double down on the violence and try to worsen your life so you give up and volunteer.
Yep.
Yeah. Sick.
I don't give up.
Oh, dude.
Me neither.
Fucking worse.
They're gonna have to kill me. You know, and you know, there was a chance that I could have died the other night. I don't know if you guys seen that video.
No.
I got 3 fucking 250-pound guys jumping up and down on my back, and I thought they're, you know, maybe they deprived me of my papers. I got the right to be secure. My personnel and papers in effect, right?
They don't care about about any of your shit.
No. Even though they swore to, you know, to uphold the rights, what a fucking crock of shit.
Yeah, that's an oath I took too. It's something that means something to me.
Yeah, you took an oath to yourself, you know, to stand true to your principles.
I spent 6 years in the military. I took that oath. It means.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
It means something to me.
It meant something to you.
Yeah.
And if you're on here, you know, it's just nice meeting you, but I'm inclined to believe that you are defending us against domestic terrorism.
They're the domestic terrorists. That's right.
Exactly right. So you're still holding that oath, even though you're not in the service.
That's it. That oath's for life.
Yeah, I guess it's like a principle. That stuff doesn't change. You meant it then, you're going to mean it now. Those colors don't run, right?
That's right.
You know, it's right in front of our face, though. It's not even our country. It's the flag of the de facto. It's fucking backward. You know, with the gold border around it.
Well, that is not
the United States flag of America.
Battle flag there.
It's got 4 colors for one thing.
Yep.
You know, you tell me on a flag, every little difference on a flag means American flag is viewed at the blue square with the stars is in the upper left-hand corner.
Well, the lines run the other way.
Right. They say that means that because they're marching in battle. Well, maybe that's why some countries are considered that, and it's a symmetrical flag, such as China.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not symmetrical, you know, then if you flip it the other way, it means something like, oh, you're a time of peace or a time of war. Because if you're marching forward and not retreating, that doesn't sound like something protecting its rights. That sounds like going to war.
Yeah, that's it. It's going to war. It's a wartime flag.
So why would somebody that is pretending to that they're there to protect my rights be marching into war? Well, they should be marching to war against themselves then, against those who are violating my rights.
That's it. Protecting them.
Bullshit, man.
I think these idiots don't realize how close they are to the Civil War. Another one.
Well, I mean, I've been at war, so I mean, I don't know what constitutes a war, but I mean, they've had me engaged in war, and they brought the battle to me, and
Yeah.
they failure to illustrate that what they're trying to fucking say, but they don't have the fucking prerequisite things in place to justify the actions they take. They think more violence is the answer.
Well, that's their answer is more violence. Throw you in jail.
All they know is violence. That's all they know is violence.
Yep. Yep. Uncle Mikey, you back?
And they have a monopoly on violence.
Exactly.
Domestic violence. In the 70s, Congress changed the term domestic violence to mean spousal abuse, which they already had a charge for. It was called wife beating.
that occurred to me.
This is because it sought to muddy the waters of what is and what isn't an insurgency, and we clearly have been in one since the end of World War II.
I'm glad you brought that up. You got to dumb down, people product about these government schools, and once they take that word like that, try using it in a different context. A domestic means spousal abuse. Right. So that takes away the, and then domestic terrorism. That's what they call the SOBs who want to stand, or anyone that mentions the Constitution or stands up for their rights. So, that's what the domestic terror is going to the real domestic terrorist.
Yep. Black's Law Dictionary. It's a black magic book.
That Black's Law Dictionary. I got the 11th edition. I want to get an earlier one. But just the words that are omitted. Important words that are all over legal documents, such as person and driver. You won't find those in Black's Law Dictionary 11th edition.
No, you got to go back 3rd, 4th, maybe the 5th.
Well, so what are they implying then? That word was phased out from the English language?
Oh, well, if you don't know any better, then fuck it,
Right. But, you raise that. I think that's how I'm going to address these matters. It's just asking for syntax, asking for the definitions of words, which I have the right to ask for that, right? How am I supposed to interpret the document that they presented to me if I don't know where they derived the definitions of the words that they're using?
There you go.
So,
if they don't define it,
but they won't accept my paperwork.
If they don't define it, you define it.
Because that's what there's two different meanings. So whichever one suits them, they're going to presume that you know that.
Yep.
But the other thing is, I can't interpret the documents because they don't use proper grammar.
Well, it's called legalese, legal assisted babble. So it's an actually patented language.
Legal babble, and the reason they call that shit babble is because it goes all the way back to fucking Nimrod, all the way back to Nimrod, man. Supposedly, so do the Orsini's and the fucking the Pepes and the Rothschilds. Orsini means bear. It's like a bear with the big red shield. I haven't figured it out yet. That's what their little shtick is. If you believe that shit about the 13 bloodlines, then there would have been the serpent, the dragon, the fucking whatever, the spider and all that other shit, the owl.
What's that, the Chinese astrology?
Yeah, it is. It's all based off their little game. That's why when you walk into a fucking courtroom, it's Saturn. That dude in the dress is playing Saturn. This Kronos fucking baby eating monster. You know what I mean? It's depressing to figure out, and then all the clothes over there for his little buddy.
That's real stuff in there.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
Have you guys read this?
Dumb.
I've read parts of it. I hadn't read the whole thing.
I haven't read the whole thing either, but I mean the underlying thing that says right off the bat is the best way to address battles is to win by not fighting.
Yep.
To avoid them.
Yep.
And a maximum of law says oppose things in their beginning to have success against them. To oppose them in their beginning. So that's the approach I've been trying to take. I'm still unarraigned on these fraudulent accusations against me for almost a year.
here you go. I keep telling Uncle Mikey this. When you walk in there, you tell him there's no facts in dispute. I waive all benefits without God. The trustees are here. The beneficiaries are known. Who's bringing forth securities to settle this account and write me a fucking check? Because I got to go. It's a trust action. They're bringing you in there for
You're going right into the subrogation. You don't say anything before that.
nope. Don't.
I've been working with this. I go in when I say I'm here on that matter.
Yeah.
So I don't call for the trick, with the all caps, the verbal acknowledgement that all caps on their fucking, the ship passenger list that is me. I say I'm here on that matter, and then is this a court of record? And then I say, for the record, I retain all my rights at all times and waive none ever. And then I say that I'm there emperor crea persona to challenge jurisdiction, and I say I'm not there voluntarily. I'm there under threat to arrest and coercion.
Yeah.
But I feel like all that stuff's got to be said. I don't know.
Agree with your adversary. There's no facts in dispute. Fuck yeah, I ran the red light. Yeah, I fucking kicked the shit out of that dumbass. Yeah. Yep, sure did. But it's a trust.
They're citing facts. They're not in evidence. There are no facts.
There are no facts and evidence. That's right.
There's no facts and evidence. Yeah, so I'm not just. How can I dispute it? I don't know. Is that how you say it? Because you're saying there's no facts by saying that you're not disputing the facts because there are no facts.
Well, there's no facts in dispute. There either is no facts in the record, or fuck yeah, I ran the red light. Yeah, whatever. Did I cause injury?
Who's the party? Right.
What they're trying to do is be the surety.
Right.
They want
well, see, that's the trick. That's the trick. See, the thing is you. You are not a thing. You is a fucking baby goat. Yeah,
you as
the judge until you answer to that name. You know what I'm saying? You are a fucking man. Use not your name, something that your mother gave you. And so what I can understand, you remember that Who Is You document that's been floating around? The Who Is You, Jason?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Around the same time those guys were talking equity.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay,
so this Who Is You document is basically it's alluding to this is how they bring these bonds in our name, and this is why it's fraud and identity theft because these motherfuckers are among a dozen other things, right? But these motherfuckers are using the word you together, you.
It's improper grammar. It's plural.
Right.
You is plural.
It's not a thing. It's not even a descriptive word. You can't identify anything with you. It's a baby goat. That's the one thing you can identify with, and it's not even with that. It's not spelled the same. These guys do some kind of Gaelic word magic. At any rate, so the thing that I've noticed is when you express the trust, it immediately takes it to where they can't speak about the shit in public. What was that law that they get 10 years?
Oh, if they violate public policy, it's a 10-year jail felony for these dickheads.
So yeah, if they talk about the shit at all whatsoever, right?
Yeah, if they let that cat out of the bag, that's why that cat's not coming out of the bag.
So this is why I referred to this as the chaos doctrine. I've never read it and I've never found it online, but it's just like the great work. When I started talking about the great work, from fucking what I was seeing in my visions and shit, dude, immediately. It started surfacing. The Masons are using this term, and fucking it's out there into the ether, just like Janus. So I'm telling you, man, this chaos doctrine. This is their little cult of dudes that go down there and into the fucking sticks and stoke the fires with children for their little fucking blindfolded demon. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey,
she's the goddess of commerce, dude, and commerce is war.
Yeah, that seems better now with the feedback. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe when you're talking, I just heard a train.
They're clearly warring with us. You know what I'm saying? They're coming after us. They're warring in the countryside. This is something Boris talks about all the time. Is just by acting outside of the 10 miles that is 10 miles in Virginia that is Washington D.C. or what was it, Guam, Puerto Rico, the Northern Mariana,
Virgin Islands.
The outliers.
Yeah, that's what the old include.
United States. Kansas is a few little patches of land
right?
scattered out around the republic. You know what I mean? Kansas is federal land, so courthouses, post offices, and Bureau of Land Management shit. But I don't even know that we have much of that. But
the word of art includes.
What I learned doing construction here is that all these building permits and shit, even pulled through the municipality and run through their inspectors and all that shit, their code enforcers. it's still under FEMA and the BLM, like all of this shit. You know what I mean? And they have it marked in fucking as this is all flood shit. And I can't even remember how many 1,000 feet we are above sea level here. But like supposedly even this area is going to be underwater when this fucking pole flip happens, gentlemen. Like I was saying, Jason, it's going to be rape city for everybody who doesn't drown. People on the coast are fucking dead. People fucking 200 miles in, they're fucking dead. People 500 miles in, they're fucking dead. You know what I mean? Everybody that's not in Colorado or just slightly north of that is fucked.
Has there been any big impact from that train wreck in Ohio with those chemicals?
Oh yeah. James the Patriot talks about it all the time. One of his co-hosts lives around there, and she said it's insane the kind of shit that's happening.
I'm in the impact radius. I'm in the impact radius. I don't know, is it 200 miles or something?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't believe anything they tell us anymore.
No, me neither. Me neither. I'm more inclined to not. I don't know. I don't watch the news. I quit watching television.
But what I was saying about the trust, when you express the trust and you make that little fucker over there with the bonds, like you were saying, Jason, that prosecuting attorney, you fucking express the trust, and you make them the surety. You turn around, you make the judge the trustee. Man, that's good. I want them to administer my shit, dude. I am fucking horrible with money. I'm horrible with everything. You know what I mean? So administer my shit. Just cut me a check for the fucking, you know, what was the dividends and the remainders, my dividends, general tangibles, you know the list.
Yeah.
Are you guys tied up in court at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just won one. I won one, Uncle Mikey.
Yeah, what'd you get?
I won my first so-called case.
Hell yeah.
With a felony too. There was well, it wasn't a felony because there was no indictment, but you know they were making threats of felony threats. And, yeah, but I went there 10 times, and I demanded a trial by jury in a common law court, and that did them in, and the prosecutor wanted out after that.
What was the jury selection like? Did they just give you that pool that the county clerk holds and let you select from it, or did the opposing counsel, adverse counsel, get to do it, and then you had to sit there and contest that shit? I've always wondered how that goes, jury selection.
Well, I called their bluff pretty much, and they're threatening me. What they had a laundry list. Pardon me?
Oh yeah, they dropped it. I got you.
Well, they had a laundry list of complaints, but I think they knew that I wasn't looking for a plea bargain or something. But in the face of they're threatening me like 13 years at least probably. And the district attorney came with an offer of disorderly conduct as a plea bargain. I said, I'm not interested. And I think they're really shocked. And I said, if you're going to proceed without jurisdiction being proven and jurisdiction's been challenged, then I demand a trial by jury in a common law court. And that pretty much knocked the wind out of them, because the only thing after that was a couple scheduling tricks. I think they were hoping that I didn't go there and then pretend to have another warrant and jam me up again. But then you guys can hear me? You there?
I can still hear you. It's kind of blinking a little bit.
It's going in the background, throwing me off a little bit.
Yeah, they Uncle Mikey can tell you, I've had a couple good ones. I told the one prosecutor she should shove it up her fat fucking ass and called her a miserable cunt. Shove her charge. That's what she did.
I pulled up some Richard Simmons.
Did you do it
earlier when I couldn't get I pulled up that Richard Simmons shit earlier when I couldn't get my stuff to work. I couldn't get the audio to work.
Did you do it? Did you shove it up her fat ass?
Yeah. They disappeared. And I had a video. Mikey's seen it, where I walk into that court and try to get any paperwork, and it's like cockroaches running for the doors.
Yeah.
They don't like me coming in there.
You know what just happened to me? I reported them for mail fraud.
Perfect.
And then I decided I'm not going to court. But one thing I was going to do is this one guy had a video called the NSA. The NSA is the enforcers of rights and this and that. And I never heard anyone saying that. I said, wow, maybe this guy's onto something. But I called them, and it was really strange. I got it recorded, but they said they have no jurisdiction. I have to seek remedy with local law enforcement. I said, oh, great. And then they hung up on me. It was weird. But the mail fraud, I made a copy of it. Not all their documents that they sent me, because it was 36 pages that I sent to the Postal Service Investigations Unit. But I sent the court a copy of the mail fraud report to show them what I did to them, to the court clerk. And I sent it certified mail, and they sent it back refused.
I bet you they opened it.
No, they didn't, because I could tell because of the sticker from the certified mailers, the sticker that wrapped over the top, they didn't open it.
Huh. So
then I'm like, okay, first thing that I thought of, so they don't know that I reported them for mail fraud. But I'm pretty sure they're spying on my YouTube channel.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that they wouldn't be. So they knew through them, but they can't read that document because I haven't put it out there. I haven't made a video of the contents of that document yet, because if they don't want to accept it from me, then they can wonder what it says on there.
That's right.
And I'll put it out when I feel it's appropriate to put it out. I'm not going to show my whole hand, but it was the right thing to do, I think, to give them, show them the documents that I made a complaint report.
That's it.
But I haven't heard anything.
Won't be long. Won't be long. It'll be
how corrupt is the
these fucking trees.
Is the Postal Service?
Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. 5 viruses.
Oh, but that one I beat recently, that case, you guys, that social case. When I went back to I went to court.
Dude, my shit is going nuts.
Was the virus doing that?
Yeah.
Right.
That's all right. I got something for it.
Trying to shut you down.
With you, the more you know you're doing something right, right?
That's it. That's it.
Right, you ain't got no haters. You got no fucking people trying to spy on you. You ain't making a difference.
When the Matrix is fighting back like this, it's because you're close.
You know what I find a little discouraging, you guys? That, when they stuff is filtered and stifled and stuff to the point that it's almost like the artificial intelligence is predicting the future by fucking regulating freedom of speech.
Here.
Yeah. We lost him again, I guess. And what they got you going there for is a trust action. So if you express that trust, there's bonds, huge bonds. I mean, a traffic ticket could have 20 million in bonds on it from these scumbags. Right. We just had a.
But how you can always you can do things right and prove your point, but with enforcement is the problem I'm having with. They don't listen to me. They don't allow me to submit documents. Because I'm seeking remedy from those who are trying to oppress me. Is why I got to go up the food chain and send everything that I want to file, send it out to everybody. If they refuse it, that's on them. But then their masters will know that what I did.
Oh yeah, stick the big demon on little demon. Get the IRS involved.
Yeah, the IRS, huh?
SC.
Well, the way that other one wrapped
Federal
up,
Trade Commission.
After I demanded trial by jury, they set the date for 3 months out. Then they, they sent contradicting scheduling notices, for a pre-trial, and the other one was to meet with the district attorney. When I went to that one, I wasn't going to miss one because I didn't want him to fucking, have a way out.
Yep.
But I went to court and I had some papers prepared and stuff. And they had their slave bus there bringing the guys from the jail, the sheriff's department. And the fucking magistrate came to the door to unlock the door to let them in. And then was very avoided any questions. Told me there was no court that night. And slammed the door in my face. Yeah, it was strange. I published that one, the audio of it. And then 8 days later was that meeting that was scheduled with the district attorney, and he wanted to get me to agree to adjournment and contemplation of dismissal, which I ended up doing, but I conditionally accepted it, and I changed some of those terms on there.
There you go.
Where I said I'm not agreeing to anything. I'm not looking for a job. I'm not doing anything. And the 40-minute conversation I had with him, which I recorded. That's good stuff. But I viewed that as a self-executing contract. Now that's over. That's dismissal with prejudice, right?
Yeah, it should be.
And he said it was, but I don't believe anything that liars tell me.
Yeah, no kidding. Because he'll turn his back and do something different.
Right. Even though I have him recorded saying that, who am I going to show that to enforce it? I'm gonna fucking send papers to the court because I want documentation of dismissal with prejudice. I want the court minutes, transcript. I want these warrants. I've asked for these warrants. They never ever have a warrant, ever.
Yeah. Yep. I suppose
some semblance of something. You might see the word warrant on it, but it's not a warrant.
It's not signed by a judge. Doesn't have the proper seals.
Yeah, there's no fucking probable cause affidavit.
Yep.
And if these bench warrants, this one video I just put out, the fucking state troopers telling me that a bench warrant doesn't need a probable cause affidavit. It doesn't go with it because that bench warrant is based on the original arrest warrant. I said, yeah, but there was no warrant. It was a warrantless arrest. Oh, yeah, we don't always need a warrant to arrest. How can a bench warrant be based on an arrest warrant that never existed and there's no probable cause? And then the bench warrant is for, I'm saying I missed a court date. Okay, that seems pretty simple to address. Where's the proof? Where's the affidavit of service? Proof of service of process.
Bingo.
There isn't any? Okay. Well, how could you I think the probable cause to issue a bench warrant would be the affidavit of service.
Yep.
Right.
And now a bench warrant is a kick in the door warrant, they think? A fake bench warrant.
Man, they're getting
the door warrant.
That's getting
brother, they're getting bold in all kinds of ways. Look at my shit. They reach outside the fucking federal bold, man. If there's somebody in another state.
This bench warrant thing, I got to further investigate because even in the the penal code or whatever, they're not real clear on it. They don't want. They dance around things that they can't explain away. But I was making a difference in that jail, though. I was encouraging everyone to put
I got hit hard as fuck, gentlemen. This is fucking all my stuff up. Oh, boy. All right, check this out. Shit. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
I can, yeah, but the background stuff is still going. But only when you talk, it starts acting up real
okay.
bad.
Chris, if this cuts me out, I put my number in the chat there, the private chat. So grab that shit before you take off. You know what I mean? Give me a shout outside of this thing, man. Maybe we can work on something. I do a lot of videos, and use a lot of voiceovers. So if you ever wanted to get your opinion to some kind of visual imagery, man, I'm the guy, definitely.
So. You're talking to me, Mike?
Yeah. He said, check out the private chat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. I'll as soon as we're done here, I'll hit you up and I'll give you my number. Let me find a pen here. Yeah, see, I'm learning I just learned something there. How to convey a number without putting it out there for the world to see. Thank you, Uncle Mikey. Okay, you can erase that. I got it. You know how I met you on Bleak Narrative? Or the first time in the comment section, you wrote this great comment to someone, and I read it, and I don't think anyone's ever read this comment. I think I'm the only one to ever read this comment because it was like from 7 months ago or something.
Huh.
And yeah, that comment was sitting there for that long. It was a great comment. I remember it was about habeas corpus.
You got it.
I feel like I got to do. What's that?
You got a good copy of one of those?
No, I don't. I'm unclear on a couple things. I need to make one and have copies of it with somebody, so next time I get kidnapped, they can be sent out to the appropriate agencies. And,
yeah, I went to Mikey. He's got one. You just fill in your name and fill in your information like that.
I would like to look at a template. I've been locked out. I've only been online for 2.5 years, is worthy of mention. And I've been unable to use money online. And I think it's because the sheriff's department, to me, one of their biggest functions is espionage, it seems.
Yeah.
So I'm unable to use money, so I can't view documents on Scribd. You know, it really limits me in ways. I got to find somebody to sub that stuff out like I did before I got online, you know?
Said, well, when you talk to him, he can send you the one I sent him.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. I got a pretty solid affidavit of status that I've written for myself. But that habeas corpus and the one guy I said where to send it to, you know, and I listened to most of George Gordon's stuff from the 80s. You know about him?
I've heard the name. Yeah.
Oh, he's fantastic, man. I highly recommend him. But he said that at the time it was the 80s in Idaho, and he was fighting for the right to travel.
Yeah.
And he said there was about 50 of them that could prepare habeas corpus because you could do it for somebody else too.
Yep.
And he said he never saw it not work.
Yep.
He said just some, behind the scenes, some phone call gets made mysteriously. After about 5 days, they'll call you in the jail and say you're out of here.
Yep.
They'll never say you were right. You might get the action that you wanted, but they won't acknowledge that it's on the merits of your arguments or anything.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They try to they leave themselves, where they didn't make any mistakes, and I think that was why with that adjournment and contemplation of dismissal, he's telling me you can't dismiss it outright. I'm like, why? What's the difference? I've been to court 10 times. I think you've had plenty of time to contemplate dismissing this. But then I thought about it after I left. If he just dismissed it, he'd have to have a reason. Why was it dismissed?
Already floated the bonds on it.
What's that?
They already floated the bonds on it. That's why.
Yeah, but with the adjournment and contemplation of dismissal, if it's looked at years from now, why was this one dismissed? Oh, it was dismissed because the adjournment and contemplation of dismissal expired. It's the reason in itself. They don't have to point out a mistake or anything in the fucking process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
They're always making themselves look like they got clean hands.
Yeah. Their hands are far from clean, I promise you.
Yeah. But and, you know, they've been doing the round robin with the prosecutors on me too. Different prosecutor every time. I can never get his name or bar number. You know, there's no more papers of notice of your rights. You know, from the public defender's office. No more of that.
Go to martindale.com.
What is it called?
Martindale.
Martindale.
Yeah, martindale.com.
Okay.
And punch in that scumbag's name. It'll give you it'll probably give you his bar number too, but definitely give you his ISLN number, his international number, which means he's a foreign agent, which means he needs to have a foreign agent registration statement pursuant to 22 USC 611.
Yeah, I've read about that, or I've learned about that, but I can't get their names. But can I get their names from the matter? Because I think it's a simulation of a legal process. This most recent one, I don't think that the fucking district attorney's office has their name on it at all. I don't even think they're involved in it. And when they took me they took me there from the jail 4 days after they fucking kidnapped me from my home, when they're supposed to take me directly before a magistrate. And they had a guy in there for the bar association. I'm guessing because he didn't show me any credentials, but he wouldn't tell me his name. And he played the role of prosecutor, and he was trying to act as as assigned counsel at the same time in there. That's how much of a kangaroo court it is here.
Jeez.
Can you believe that? Isn't that crazy? And then they did the mental evaluation thing to me most recently too. I sat in jail for 18 days waiting on these mental evaluations, and I demanded for a probable cause hearing, which was scheduled 4 days after the mock arraignment, you know, which is 10 months later from the alleged date of the crime. I demanded for a hearing for probable cause. They're trying to get a plea 10 times in there. I'm still not arraigned because I can't put in a plea. I haven't been informed of the nature or cause of any action. And, you know, I have the right to be presented with any and all evidence because maybe I want to plead guilty. You know, and I have the right to confront my accuser, and I have the right to an indictment and not be prosecuted by an information. Too, right?
Yep.
But yeah, they don't produce the stuff. And they won't even give you a piece of paper to try to explain their position. You know it's fraud.
Oh yeah, it's fraud.
Because most people fall for all their fucking, you know, the little ambiguous invitations, you know, and veiled threats. But when you don't, you know, they got a real problem on their hands.
Yeah.
And because they can't articulate their position because they don't have one, because it was fraud from the beginning. But most people are intimidated into volunteering and, you know, to go to prison, or, you know, I don't think anybody has stood up to them ever, I feel like.
Very, very few of us.
And yeah, that one public defender, he wanted no part of it, but that was the third time in a row there for him. And this other, I don't know how many fucking assistant district attorneys there are, and a lot of them look kind of similar, but there's been at least 12 different ones. Maybe 20. I don't know. It's crazy. I've been to 18 hearings on the so-called hearings on the one matter. 18.
What a joke.
Yeah, and then they come to my house with a fucking fraudulent bench warrant saying I failed to appear. Oh, I wasn't summoned. I wasn't subpoenaed. I've been presented with no paperwork of any of that shit.
Yeah,
they don't care. You know, they don't care. They'll move anyways, and they want to give themselves another first down. They got the referee in their pocket, and they're hoping that nobody noticed the false start the previous drive.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Unbelievable.
Man, it's nice talking to some guys that know what the hell I'm talking about, because you know, the friends I got, they can't keep up with the shit.
Oh no,
information overload. They don't really want to know. Nobody wants to take it upon themselves to learn this shit until they get to a jam, and then it's too late. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
I learned it on the fly, man, and hopefully it's in time. You know, I think I feel good about it.
Yeah, Bleak and I usually talk about daily about this shit.
Yeah. Man, that's great, man. That's great. Be thankful for that. I wish I had a friend, man, that I wish would have fought with me, because they did the same thing to him. They went to his house at 3 a.m, 6 of them, you know, 6 vessels outfitted for piracy, to rob him. He came out of his house at 3 a.m, and he fought back. He defended himself on his property. and they tased him in the balls, ripped his throat wide open, man, and they used leverage on him, and he wouldn't, until you got that square knowledge to stand on, they'll always be able to invoke a fear response out of you, and you're lost.
Yep. Yep.
And then, the same fucking pig that did that to him outside of his jurisdiction was the one that fucking arrested me in court for criminal contempt, put his fucking hands on me. And I couldn't help thinking, man, that was that complaint had been filed on him for the shit he did, crying about injuries when he goes there to rob my friend in the middle of the night. You guys fucking sons of bitches, man. And they're getting bolder and bolder.
They sure are.
I'm proving these things because you have to test the boundaries to find out what had happened. Anyone can speculate.
Yep.
So if it's not even an educated guess, because what are they basing it on? Some lawyer told them that. The cops told them that.
Yep.
The Indian reservation here, Seneca Nation of Indians, that's a sovereign territory. So why the only reason the Erie County Sheriff's Department should be there is if the Seneca Nation marshals called them for assistance.
And even then, they should be escorted on and escorted off.
Well, yeah, they would be they would be there to help the it's the marshals fucking handling the shit, but that's not happening. They're ambushing people on the reservation. They ran me off the road. Not even the Erie County Sheriff's Department. A municipal policy enforcement gang from a town, a village. Went outside of that town, that village. Well, the village doesn't have a geographical boundary. It's just a fucking imaginary, really. But they had no problem going onto the Indian reservation and running me off the road in an unmarked car. There's something about that unmarked car too that's not supposed to be for so-called traffic stops, right?
Yeah.
They ran me off the road and in a matter of 2 minutes, smashed my window up.
Jeez.
And never once asked my name either. It's so clear that it was a planned attack, and then all their backup was there in 2 minutes. Why was there that many sheriff's cars and state troopers and shit in the area? Oh, pretty clear to me that's because it was planned. But how many times I've sat on the side of the road for 45 minutes, an hour, with their stupid bullshit.
Yep.
But then, what is the urgency to smash my window out in a matter of 2 minutes? Because they couldn't answer the questions I was asking? They're out of their minds.
Yep.
And it was the same one, too, in both of the small towns on either side of me. It was the same pig that works for both of those towns. And it became revealed to me that that's how the sheriff's department, maintains a clean image. Is then when they got some dirt to do, they close, their these mercenaries, municipalities do their dirty work, then they come in and play clean up.
Yep.
And then then it's always the guys at the jail. Oh, there's nothing we can do. It's all the court. They all just pass the responsibility.
Mm-hmm. The buck's gonna stop soon.
Yeah, you think people are waking up, man? Enough people?
Man, I don't know. I sure hope so. I'm ready.
I'm ready, man. I'm doing it, man. I'm in it. I'm all in, man.
Yeah, certainly.
Welcome back.
Yeah, sort of, maybe. Let's see.
Video's looking good, at least. Sound good.
But that habeas corpus, I need to get right on that because, I don't like being in that position. 18 days in jail, fucking the mental evaluations and that shit. So they're saying that you can hold me for mental evaluation indefinitely.
Yeah. Hey, Bleak.
Jesus.
Can you hear me? See if I send in the chat here.
LOL. Uncle Mikey go.
This thing is so fucked up.
Are you guys exercising the right to travel where you're at?
Oh yeah.
How's that going in Texas?
Oh, I don't have a problem with it. They just they got rid of the concealed the concealed handgun license now. It's constitutional carry now.
Well, it's constitutional. So I learned some things about that. I won't say constitutional carry because carry is a commercial term.
True.
Carry means you're transporting that product, which would be the firearm.
Yep.
For commercial purposes.
Without
it
a
doesn't say you have the right to carry firearms. It says you have the right to bear arms.
Bear arms. Yeah. I've been
That's what they did to us, because yeah, that's my birthright to bear arms. That was just scholars fucking articulated that just in case Farmer Joe didn't know. These are your rights that that we everyone's determined to agree that we have.
Yep.
So how do they get us out of those rights? Trick us into giving them up, converting them into a privilege.
That's right.
Or they change the word that's being used, and the product of the government school thinks it is a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
That's a term, firearm. So they're moving on the presumption that he was a gun for hire as a security, even though they know damn well he wasn't because he was in his pajamas and it was under his bed.
They typically don't bother you much here. You see people everywhere open carrying, everywhere, and they just don't really say anything to you.
Well, that's what it boils down to. If they either get bothered, can you exercise your right to live, or because what good is having them if you can't enforce them?
That's it.
But if you're left alone, you don't have to worry about enforcing them. Deprive you of them.
The first right, leave me alone.
I have the right to be left alone.
That's right.
And I have the right to remain innocent.
Mm-hmm.
And the burden of proof is on my accuser. So what the hell? I did not enter into contract with these motherfuckers. Well, I did with that adjournment and contemplation and dismissal, but that was self-executing. And I was criticized for that, saying, you just gave them enough hope to hang you. You granted them jurisdiction. But I think I made the right decision, and it worked out.
Yeah, sometimes you guys don't.
I gave them jurisdiction to give them the authority to end this matter. And if a lawyer had done that for somebody, boy, with his they'd be singing his praises.
Mm-hmm.
Because the lawyer, I don't think ever gets something dismissed. It's always, would you plead guilty to spitting on the sidewalk?
Yeah, they got to get some money.
Right. So, but if I'm accused of a felony and I pay a lawyer $10,000, and the end result is I pled guilty to spitting on the sidewalk, everyone, oh man, what a great lawyer that guy is.
Yeah.
But does the lawyer ever get it just dismissed with prejudice? So, to sue the people that, that brought that product to court?
Well, who's his loyalty to?
There's a line of court.
Court. The courts is where his loyalty goes first.
The court, yeah, and then the people, and then the bar association, and then
the people are last. The people are last. It's the bar association and the court, and then himself.
Well, the client is last. I think the corporate fiction known as the people of the state of New York, he's that's where his check comes from.
They only got to get a semblance of justice.
Yeah, it's an illusion of justice. But the thing is, when somebody takes it upon himself to do a little reading and have the courage to stand in there without being represented and stand there as a man, they have a real problem. Because they can't go in the back room and decide my fate because I haven't conceived my standard.
Yep.
And the whole thing starts to unravel. But man, they do not want to fucking admit it.
They won't ever admit it.
And the first thing a public defender does, I've been in some 70 hearings the last 3 years. Each and every time the public defender, we're going to waive a formal reading of the charges, Your Honor. A couple of problems with that. That's to be informed of the nature and cause. So I can't plead without doing it. But nobody knows what's happening. And you're allowing them to call it charges, which are not charges. They're merely complaints. And then, oh, we're going to waive a hearing too, Your Honor. That's a hearing probable cause. 9 out of 10 matters that go through there would be knocked out of there with that hearing. So yeah, they want to waive that.
Yeah, in that Black's Law Dictionary, they don't tell you the nature and cause because the nature is banking, and a bench is a bank, and a judge is a bank.
The true nature, yeah, the true nature of it.
Yeah, and that's what nature is. It's a transaction.
Yeah, could you elaborate on the nature of that? But yeah, the all caps writing the whole paragraph in all capital letters. I'm not accepting that stuff. I'm not even going to address the accusations. I'm just going to ask questions. I conditionally accept your offer, I guess, because I don't even know what your offer is because I can't interpret this document. Can you tell me what style manual was used so I can, reference the usage of grammar that's being used in this document? I can't find any. I can't find it. So I mean.
So I don't understand.
It's open to interpretation. Yeah, I can't accept it.
I don't understand it.
I do not understand. I'm trying to,
So maybe Judge, you could give me a court-appointed interpreter.
Yeah, I would like assistance of counsel to help me interpret this document. Tell me what style manual they use.
You just want just an interpreter. You don't want counsel. You want an interpreter. Anything less would be Americans with Disabilities Act violation.
I want an interpreter.
Interpreter.
And an interpreter, I'll just ask questions. Not accusing them, just asking questions that they can't answer.
Mm-hmm.
They can't tell me what style manual they use because it's dog Latin.
Yeah, it's legal assisted babble.
If you look at it for what it is, it doesn't say anything. It's just an ambiguous invitation.
Yep.
It's like they're fishing, and it works every time.
Yep.
But this time it's not for them. These fucking things that they court dates that they send out, the 50-cent stamp, first class mail, no signature on it. It doesn't say anywhere on that document the word summons, subpoena, directed, ordered, appearance, any of that. It doesn't say anything about anyone being anywhere. It says this the above captioned matter, which there's no caption, is scheduled for action, whatever that means, on such and such a date. So even if I did fill in the blank for them on that, and interpreted that as I need to be somewhere. It doesn't have anywhere. It doesn't have a fucking location on there other than P.O. Box 51.
Show up at the post office with a videotape and a couple friends and file some affidavits saying, "Hey, I was at P.O. Box whatever. Nobody was here."
You know what? That's a good idea.
Where were you?
Maybe next. I'm going to go to this one, but I want to bring as many witnesses as I can. Because they might kill me, man. But you know what what's passing off is my notice of a hearing now is from somewhere in the jail on one of my request slips that I put in. It says next court date 6/26. Is that proper service of process? I don't think so.
No.
And the guy's name is written. It looks like a fucking tag, like a gang tag on the subway wall. And out of 16 or so request slips that I put into that jail, I got 2 responses back, which didn't even answer my question. But I was dropping one a day in there, and I was encouraging everyone else to do the same. And I felt like I was making a difference because every day they were running out of those slips, and before they was even using them.
Yeah, wake other people up, get them started.
Yeah. Try to create a record. I said, I guess I'm locked up here, so the reason for the purpose of that is going to be to gather evidence, and expose the fraud and ask questions they can't answer and start like making a record.
Yep.
I got a stack of those slips. It's unbelievable. And the only reason I got out of there is because I had to raise hell for 2 days, and somehow the information didn't get relayed and such and such. They don't know. They're working on it. They're never working on that shit.
No.
The only you got to get that desk deputy to really start making those phone calls because the guy is fucking causing problems, making his job hard.
Yep.
Because I was yelling, and fucking telling the other guys, and man, they don't want me in there anyways. I'm telling anybody that they never have a warrant, right? All that shit's fake, right?
Yep.
And guys that have been in prison for 25 years and shit, and they never heard anyone talking about the all capital letters in the name.
Yeah.
So
that they volunteered to be there.
Yeah, they did.
They volunteered to be there.
I didn't volunteer to be there. I said clearly and plainly that I don't consent to this arbitrary imprisonment. And if they assume that, I just every one of my request list would have stopped them in that presumption.
Yep.
They can't fucking hold me prisoner and say, oh well, the judge said. I'm not I'm not their slave. I don't care what they said.
Yeah, they sure think so.
They do sure think so.
They think we're all their slaves.
The slavery and involuntary servitude has been abolished in this country. Maybe nobody told them. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. It's the least of all excuse by those who swore to uphold and defend others' rights.
That's why I keep saying it's going to be like Christmas. All these jackasses hanging from trees like ornaments. You took an oath and you don't want to do it, then we'll hang you.
Well, I thought you meant they were going to hang themselves because their conscience got the better of them.
Yeah, I don't think they have a conscience.
No, they don't. They have no. They're spiritually bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it in their eyes.
Yeah, and morally bankrupt, and intelligence-wise bankrupt.
Well, morally bankrupt is a prerequisite, I think. If they think they're doing it for the right reasons, they'll either quit or they'll fucking they'll become part of the beast or whatever it's called.
Yeah, they'll become part of it.
Where are all the good cops?
There aren't any.
I thought the one, he was real nice. They try to let you get your guard down, but I don't know. He didn't try to barge in my house. State trooper, he came with a fake warrant same day, during the day though. Like you would think somebody would come to ask some questions at your house, like a salesman. Not at 3 a.m. like the fucking sheriff's department came later that evening.
Yeah.
But he didn't try to come in my house. I locked the door and I went to the window and I started recording. But when I look back at the video that I put out of it, the questions I asked that he couldn't answer, his avoidance responses and shit, showed his true colors.
Oh yeah, they'll show their true colors real fast.
Yeah, they got real nice guys. Yeah, he seems like the nicest guy you ever met in your life. That's how they play good cop, bad cop on you.
Yep.
They'll let your guard down, but I'm just asking questions. I don't talk to police, but that guy. I asked a bunch of questions. It exposed them even further.
Mm-hmm.
About the fucking bench warrants, and I said, well, where are all the good cops? And when a town fucking police policy enforcement department commits a crime against me, who do I go make a complaint to about it? Oh, you got to complain to the ones that fucking did it to you. He tells me.
Yep.
You can't complain to the sheriff's department that the town cop committed a crime against you. You have to complain to the town police department so they can investigate themselves. Yeah,
and that's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's not a criminal complaint; it's a municipal complaint. You could rob me, beat me, rape me. It's a municipal complaint.
Yep.
That's fucking bullshit. Have you guys had any success with state and federal criminal complaints against these kinds of cases?
No. The only thing I've used those for is leverage when you're suing the shit out of them, taking their house, going after their house and everything they own.
Well, I should have done that already, but it's time, man. It's time. I've been going to court for 3 years. I've been in jail now 4 times. I've been arrested 6 times. They stole my fucking van. They stole my motorcycle.
Yep.
They put me in the hospital.
Yep. You got to go after them personally, each one personally, and take their house.
Right. That's why I don't understand what's all the fuss about the qualified immunity. Because as soon as that policeman steps outside the scope of his duty or his jurisdiction, territorial jurisdiction, he's no longer a policeman.
That's right.
He's acting outside. He's not cloaked with the fucking qualified immunity to go after him in his individual capacity, right?
That's why you sue him in his individual capacity for everything he owns.
Right. So what's the the talk about unqualified immunity and stuff? That's the solution to that.
Well, the qualified immunity is did the named police officer hurt you or did the man hurt you?
The man hurt me.
So skip the police officer and their qualified immunity and go straight for the man.
Exactly. That's the solution to the qualified immunity problem, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because nowhere in his scope of duty, is to be kneeling on the back of my neck, punching me in my face,
Yep.
And as soon as he went out, if he's the village of North Collins, that's his fucking territory.
Mm-hmm.
Not 2 inches outside of it.
Exactly.
And my house is not in that building. So what the hell is he doing in my house?
Well, he's
and then they're saying I assaulted him.
Of course they say that.
Right.
It's like saying, quit resisting as they're pummeling you.
Yeah, it's exactly what.
Sounds good for the camera.
Yeah, they're good at that.
Yep.
That's why like when they shot that Chase Allen, it's revealing some of the things that they said that was planned.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah, it was planned.
They'll say drop your weapon after shooting. After shooting someone in a Walmart parking lot, because then if there's any witnesses, that heard what went down or saw it, they'll hear that drop your weapon. They'll hear the shots fired, but then the stuff will get rearranged in their mind because the logical progression of that would be that the drop your weapon was yelled first and then the gun fired.
Yeah, and then the media will follow right along and play the game.
The mind rearranges it. Yeah, the witnesses. They shoot a guy that they drop your weapon.
Yep.
That guy was dead as a doornail. And they said he died in the hospital. They shot him like 27 times.
Jeez.
And then they were saying, let's see those fucking hands. Let's see your fucking hands.
Yep.
Fucking scumbags. And then the one said, can I turn my body cam off now?
Yeah.
Because he wanted to talk about how they just killed the guy who they planned the night before.
Yep. Yep. It's convenient those things get turned off just at the right times, right?
Yeah, I mean, those things should be foolproof. You tell me, those aren't made. You don't ever see their guns not firing, do you?
Yeah.
And they never reach for their non-lethal options either. They got every Batman, everything they can hurt somebody with imaginable, but they go right for the fucking the lethal option.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Reach for a firearm.
I agree, man. It's time. It's time that the tide turns.
Well, man, I went from 53 subscribers. Man, I felt good. I got out of jail 18 days, and I went 2,500.
Perfect. Fuck yeah.
So yeah, make the court of public opinion.
There you go. Like I said, people are starting to wake up.
No one in my family is.
Mine neither.
I give up.
I don't even try anymore with them.
I don't either. I can't even talk to them because they're everything's an emotion to them.
Yep. Well, that's what
mine is, logic, reason, study, research, and they want to oppose me with emotion to something they have know nothing about.
Well, there's a TV told them that. TV told them that. So.
Yeah.
You want to?
I already wasn't among the status quo since I was a kid. But then when I quit watching television, that gap widened. And why? But
real.
I can't believe that I ever used to watch sports.
That's one thing I've never watched ever. I don't think I've ever watched a full game of anything on TV. I've gone to. I went to a Yankees game a couple times. Fell asleep during one of them.
It's a cool experience, you know.
Yeah, it's an experience, but slept through half of one at Yankee Stadium.
I risked my life to go watch sports games.
Jeez. Some of these people, that is their life.
Have a couple beers and on the way home. That's a suicide mission.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Hell yeah, it is. Especially
Not
far away.
Not because I'm worried about making it from point A to point B, just because of road pirates, of course. You know?
Yep. I used to do that all the time, but not no more. Not no more.
I was rebellious, I guess, but I was a slave until about 2 years ago. In my mind.
Yep.
I woke up, and not too many people feel where you're coming from.
So let's just hope more people start waking up, turning that TV off.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. But yeah, those that aren't receiving it, I can't waste my energy trying to make that. People, if they don't ask questions, they don't care about what you're talking about.
Nope. Just move on. Next. Move on.
You think that's a good rule of thumb? If you're trying to tell them something, they don't have questions if they're not hearing you.
Yeah, they just give you that dumb look.
Well, pretty much they jump on whatever the other side of whatever you're trying to say. They try to fucking excuse the fucking the behavior and the tactics of these fucking slave masters.
Yep. Oh, well, they're just doing their job. Yeah, okay.
I think a judge in Arizona that said that policing is not a legitimate profession.
Yeah, I agree.
How can you call yourself law enforcement when they know less about the law than anyone in the world?
Exactly.
And the stupidest thing they say is they discredit somebody who's standing on their rights, who's done their due diligence by calling them, jobs.
Yep.
And say, oh yeah, these are people that are at war with this country, and they say they don't think that the law applies to them. What a stupid thing to say. If everything applied to everybody, the New York State vehicle and traffic code wouldn't be as big as a phone book. It'd be a little pamphlet.
Yeah. Here it's called the transportation code. Well, if this is called the transportation code, what's it regulate? Transportation. What's the definition of transportation? The movement of goods and services by a carrier. Well, I'm not a carrier.
Yeah, right. So, constitutional carry, that's almost as stupid as saying sovereign citizen, isn't it? It's an oxymoron. Constitutional carry is an oxymoron.
Yep.
Then you got the fucking ATF fucking acting as the legislative branch. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
The ATF should be quite clear on the concept of shall not be infringed.
Should be.
So not only is that fucking, that's way over there. They also don't understand the separation of powers.
No, they don't. Well, they're so far outside of the scope of where they shouldn't even be there. These people shouldn't even be there.
Right, but it's a de facto, man. I mean, that's so fucking glaringly obvious. How is that lost on everybody?
Well, because the TV told them it's supposed to be.
I tried to explain to them guys in jail that they got gun charges. They're getting ready to go to prison. I said, you're letting them call it a firearm.
Yeah.
It's the right to bear arms.
Yep. Play on words.
It is. It all is. But the right to travel, man. I mean, there's so much fucking material to support the right. You can fucking keep getting to. There's more and more. I've been making a list of things that I noticed on my own. Because once you realize it, it's in your face everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
There's a snowstorm, and they got the electronic billboard over the the 190, and it said travel advisory. No unnecessary travel.
Yeah.
Now they use the word travel. In the phone book, look up under motor vehicle in the yellow pages. There ain't shit. Look up under automobile. It's an automobile repair shop. Automobiles, this and that. Parts, automobile parts.
Yep.
I got a good one. I got a little while back. I saw a friend of mine had a Uber sticker on his window. The what Uber is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, oh, you're driving an Uber? He goes, yeah, I've been doing it for a little while now. I said, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm pretty sure what your answer's gonna be, but let me throw it out there. Is there any kind of upgrade of your class of license from the DMV that you had to get to take that step, or any different kind of classification of your motor vehicle, to go from just being a private traveler to an Uber driver?
Delivery driver?
And he said, no, there wasn't. I said, yeah, I knew he was going to say that. I was right, because everybody is in that class already.
Yeah.
As a fucking as a chauffeur.
Yep.
Carrying passengers for a fare, but they throw around the word passenger. I can't stand hear people say it anymore. You're not a passenger. That's a guest. So, because if there was a private class, if they could regulate our private movement and with our own private property, then that would be the lowest of the classes of obtaining a driver license. If it was what they'd have you believe it is, and then there would be another one for running an Uber. That's why these Ubers and those Lyfts and stuff enter so easily into the world of taxi cabs, because they were already I had all the documentation.
Yeah, you've already got that.
Yeah, it's not going to cost. There's no investment or anything. You're already doing it.
Yep.
It proves the right to travel. Have you ever heard anybody bring that point up?
Yeah, I've heard that part brought up before. I've even thought about that too. It's like, yeah, well, some of these guys will talk a little bit like us, but then they'll go out and do the Uber driving, and then they're like, well, yeah, there's no difference. Yeah, there is. You're actually driving somebody for a profit.
Now you're finally using what you've been paying for your whole life.
Yep.
Just on a false assumption.
Yep.
So that's why in Black's Law Dictionary, 11th edition, driver isn't in there.
Mm-hmm.
But the policeman, he calls me a driver 10 times in his fucking, his fraudulent documents. But how am I supposed to interpret that? If Black's Law Dictionary doesn't define it, and I know that the policy enforcer couldn't define it. But I think I'm going to not even attempt to explain my position about the right to travel in these courts, because they would never acknowledge it anyways. And then the naysayers all say, "Show me a document that you won in court about the right to travel." And I don't think there would be one, because they'll dismiss it for any other reason than that.
Yeah, they dismiss it. That's what they do.
Yeah. And they'll think, oh yeah, it got dismissed.
Okay, well, is that not a win?
Right. I haven't seen anybody. I don't know anybody that's gotten out of a simple speeding ticket. They're laying it on thick and heavy with me. There's 15 or so things on there, and I didn't pay a penny, and I didn't fucking plead guilty to anything. And the only contract I entered into was to allow them to dismiss it with their term and contemplation of dismissal. I didn't even like the feeling of that, and I don't know if I'll do it again, but. Some guys I respect in law that I've been studying from said, walk away if you can. And
always watch out.
I looked at it as that, and I needed to get that off my plate. We're going to 2 courts. In March, I think it was, in 10 days, I went to 4 fucking different so-called hearings, which are never hearing at all. Nothing ever happens.
Yeah.
Nothing ever happened. People are getting sent to prison after 3 court hearings, usually, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to 18, and we're still at, I need to see that warrant, probable cause.
Yeah, when you start cutting their legs out, they tend to walk away.
There's a lot of different ways to unravel it. But I think to get lost in all of them, it can be fatal. You got to stick to whatever you feel the strongest about, that you can explain the strongest, and just keep going back to them, right?
Oh yeah, and don't let them off the subject. The last one I was in for, the last one I went in for was foreclosure, and I got the dickhead judge. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got the foreclosure. I heard you until the foreclosure.
Yeah, and I just kept on beating him up with definitions, and finally got the judge to admit that he finally says, "Oh yeah, the rules of civil procedure don't apply in my court." I said, "Thanks, dickhead." That was the end of that day. He was done.
Good one. That's like that video with the frog peeking around the door. You seen that one?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, it's a good one about asking questions of is this civil or criminal? You know,
Yep.
then they'll say criminal, and then they ask, okay, well, is it common law or is it admiralty jurisdiction for criminal? And then they say, well, it's a statutory jurisdiction. Oh, can you tell me what book that I can get to, to explain the rules of a statutory jurisdiction?
Yeah,
so I can, understand the rules of this court so I can proceed. Oh, you have to get an attorney for that. Okay, can you note it for the record that the judge has stated that it's under statutory jurisdiction, which is a secret jurisdiction known only to attorneys.
Yep. Yep, that'd be a monopoly.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a conflict of interest right off the bat because, the clerk masquerading as a judge is getting paid by the state. You know, they're talking about the bar member who's representing a corporate citizen by the state. You know?
They're all getting paid by the state. Ask him, say, Judge, am I entitled to a fair and impartial trial? Well, yeah. Well, can I get a fair trial if there's a conflict of interest? Well, no. Who do you work for? And who does he work for? Not only that, this dickhead cop that gave me this ticket, he was my process server. So how can he be a witness and my process server?
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, you got the cop is acting as the injured party and the witness.
Mm-hmm. And your process server.
Oh, yeah, and the process server, which has to be another party. That's right.
Not only that, he wrote a bond on the side of the road. Where's his SEC license to write bonds? That's a bond.
What evidence does he have to support his assumption that I was operating in a commercial capacity?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. He wrote it right on the ticket. I guarantee it's right on the ticket. It says right there, was this a commercial operation or no? And he'll mark no.
It's the heading of the document, uniform traffic citation. Traffic is commercial, and there's no way to misinterpret the definition of traffic as not commercial.
Yep.
Uniform traffic citation. Ask the cop a couple. I think you could make it, prove that he's an incompetent witness, just by in a couple definitions of words: driver, traffic, motor vehicle, transportation, any words he uses. Please define that.
Yeah, exactly.
Traffic means all the cars on the road, and then, that might be the common parlance definition of that, but we're talking in a legal sense,
Hold them right to that Black's Law dictionary. They can't walk away from that dictionary.
Well, they could if they cite the definition from Valentine's or something. That's why you can always ask them a syntax of what source are they using for the definitions of these terms. If you take a Valentine such and such edition in a Black's Law or Blackstone, you might find a different definition. So if I don't know which one they're using to define their terms, I could be misinterpreted. It could be, the exact opposite.
I don't even give them that chance. If they didn't define it and didn't say where they're defining it, I'm going to define it. And I'm going to pick the place.
Hammer it down and make them rebut it. You're going to define it in an affidavit, which none of them are producers come up with an affidavit. They have information and belief.
I'll do it right in front of the jury. I do it right in front of the jury and just keep pounding them and make them look stupid as a hammer.
Have you gotten as far as to a jury?
Yeah. I've won several of them.
What's that?
I've won several of them like that.
How many have you been to? How many? You lost count how many you've won?
I've gotten two of the traffic ones like that before, and then the foreclosure was no jury; it was just in the court. But there was way too many people in the court when I started rattling UCC codes and offer and acceptance and shit like that. He shut that shit right down. That was the end of that.
So,
we can't hearing that.
Are you off the tax payroll?
I haven't paid federal taxes in 14 years.
Oh, income tax?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't have a federal income. Why would you, right?
Nope. Ever since I quit working a job, a job for somebody else, I quit paying. I I removed myself from as many of the contracts as I can find. So
Yeah, I'm in the process of doing that, but I don't have a job, so that's not an issue with me. But they're going to be trying to steal my house here soon, I think. But I can't find any papers. People say that they'll come and take your house. Well, they'll take you from your house. After 3 years of not paying property tax. But I don't know where they're getting that from. And they say it used to be 7 years, now it's 3.
30,
See, that's the danger of allowing
31 USC 3124.
Hang on, 31 USC 3124.
Used to be section 742. It says all stocks, bonds, treasury notes, and other obligations of the United States are exempt from taxation. 12 USC 411 says Federal Reserve notes are obligations of the United States. Don't they use Federal Reserve notes as a basis for coming up with a tax?
It's an excise tax, right?
No, they're using Federal Reserve notes to come up with, well, your house is worth so many Federal Reserve notes, so we're going to tax you on a so many percentage points basis on that. Well, right there, 31 USC section 3124 says they can't use those to computate a tax.
That's Article 1, Section 10 with the money issue, right?
Because the IRS code has never been enacted into law. Because
the government.
If they enacted that into law, they'd have to get rid of the only taxing authority they have. But when they got caught, 742, they got beat on the 742, so they made it disappear. Well, then they got caught on that, so they had to put it back in, and they put it way back in at 3124.
Yeah, that's like UCC 1-308. It used to be 207. They changed the number. People try to fucking buy time, huh?
Yeah, that's it. They just try to hide it again.
Yeah. So it's funny, you never hear mention of any of these U.S. codes in these courtrooms. It's all statute. They don't, the U.S. code is the common law codified, right? But they kind of say the common law has never been reduced to writing. So
the UCC is one that you could always use in court, and the UCC will bury them because that's their public policy, and that judge is not going to go against that public policy because that's a 10-year jail felony for him. So he's not going to go against that. That's why when I started spouting UCC codes in that foreclosure hearing, he shut that shit down. That's about enough of that.
How was the foreclosure hearing? That wasn't with the federal tax. That was with your house, right?
What I did was you write to him and ask him for a payoff, or call him and have him send you a payoff, and then you take that coupon that they send you, attached to your statement. Those things have meanings, and I endorsed the coupon, sent the motherfucker back to him, and then I stood on it. I paid you. So they filed foreclosure. Well, I just stomped. I played the game with them, got into court, started spitting off UCC codes. Well, I tendered a payment. Well, when tendering payment is refused, there's discharge equal to the amount you tendered.
Do you recommend something that I could reference those strategies?
So if you look up the definition of statement in your Black's Law Dictionary.
Statement, okay.
And bond and coupon. Coupon is a negotiable instrument. Under 40 Stat 411 and 18 USC 8 and Proclamation 2039, it says that those negotiable instruments are the same as cash. They're legal tender.
Well, to discharge the debt because it's not money because gold is the only lawful money, right?
Not the tax. Yeah, we don't have lawful money. So that coupon under Proclamation 2039 and the Trading with the Enemy Act, which is 40 Stat 411, it's also codified under 50 USC. It says that those coupons or a bill of exchange, international bill of exchange, promissory notes, they operate the same as cash. Same as a Federal Reserve note, which is FRN is not a Federal Reserve note; it's a floating rate note. Because every day the rate changes on those. It's a floating rate note. It's another note. A note is a note is a note. I don't give a shit what it says. It's a note. It's not.
I don't accept acronyms either on documents unless it's been defined what the acronym, stands for.
Exactly.
What it says, point forward for this, in the interest of brevity, we're going to use FRA. If it doesn't say, I don't accept it. Like DOB, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, what does that mean? Because
I don't know.
they'll play that game with you.
It didn't say.
They'll play that game with you all day long. So
yeah, sure.
I don't even put USC. I write it out United States Code.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That makes sense. Very good. I like that. I made that mistake. I won't again.
But look up offer and acceptance in the Uniform Commercial Code. There's a book I think it's Understanding the UCC or something like that. I'd have to look it up. And it'll go into a lot of this offer and acceptance. You get them to send you a payoff, and then you tender them a coupon for the whole amount. And then you just look up in the UCC, it'll tell you how you endorse it, and send that back to them. Make sure it's certified mail, return receipt with a 3817, and which is your certificate of mailing, proof of mailing, and then stand on it. I paid you. Sure, they're going to take you to foreclosure, but
once you reach that level of knowledge, it becomes kind of easy how to do this stuff.
Well, no, trust me. My wife and I decided, fuck it, we're done with this shit, and we just said that's it. We did it, and it's been trial by fire. But I just pound the books as hard as I can, and learn the game. I learned the game. I learned their game.
How many years?
4 to 5.
I got a good solid 2, but I got to get this tax one. But I'm just gonna ask questions that they can't answer because an attempt to answer them exposes the fraud, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're never gonna send me a document that says, per your request, you've been removed from the tax roll or something. You're just gonna stop hearing from them, right?
You're gonna have to sue them. You're gonna have to sue the guy. You're gonna sue
right. There's someone's name even on it because the school tax is one. There's no name on it.
Yeah.
So how is it? Who from the school board, is writing this letter?
Yeah, that's it. It's unsigned. There's no responsibility.
Mail fraud.
Mail fraud. They're sending it to.
United States Postal Service ever do anything with that stuff? A lot of this stuff couldn't be happening without their involvement.
Well, and the biggest thing is most people say nothing. Yeah. You say nothing happens.
Right.
The squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Yep.
You keep raising hell with them, they'll do something eventually.
Keep raising hell. Yeah, like me about getting out of jail with those mental evaluations. Took me 2 fucking days. If I didn't raise hell, I'd still be sitting there.
You'd still be sitting.
And if I took the advice of the fucking, their slaves in there and the fucking the guard, they're all steering in the wrong direction.
Yep.
And I noticed some stuff, saying, not really lying to you, they're just not telling you the truth.
Exactly.
But they tell my friend he can't bail me out until I do these mental evaluations. But him attempting to bail me out. They're saying you can't do this one until you do that one, but you can't do that one until you do the other one. They make it like a fucking an enigma.
Yep.
But as soon as I made a stink about that, they called for that mental evaluation. Before that, they're saying, they got up to 10 months or something. It could be years, guys are telling me.
Next time that judge wants to do that, do the mental evaluation, say, great, I'll be happy to, but there's going to be a little quid pro quo. You're going too, jackass.
I'm going to raise that issue now because I did do my mental evaluation. And the first one, she's asking all these trial questions. Like a police interrogation, and I said I can't answer any questions of that nature. Those are trial questions, and I would have been incompetent to answer those questions. Why didn't you stop for the police? I'm not going to answer any questions of that nature. Fifth Amendment.
Yep.
But then the other one, she just asked me about simple stuff like what is the prosecutor's role and that lady at least seemed to be confident, but I don't know if I want to be confident in there.
Only you can say you're competent.
I'm competent to manage my own affairs, you know, but just saying I'm confident is a pretty blanket statement.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What does that mean? You know, I'm awake.
It's confident enough to get the fuck out of this place. How's that?
Yeah, I really need to get that habeas corpus done, so I'm not in that position again. Like that, those mental evaluations. I was going to do Robert Fox, where he said, you know, get your own mental evaluation done from a professional and keep that in your briefcase. So when that issue is raised, you say, well, I don't think your credentials or qualifications you have to make that type of determination. And just so happens that I did get a mental evaluation from a professional who is qualified to determine such things. But and it's right here. But you know who hasn't had a mental evaluation? The prosecutor and the magistrate. And you know, I think it's reasonable to call their mental health into question if they're questioning my mental capacity. It's been determined to be fine from a professional. So,
sure, that's where the quid pro quo comes in. You know, this dude, he's not even he's not part of the judicial branch of the government. Those courts were set up by the legislature, part of the legislative branch of the government. There we go. Lost you there for a second. So whenever they play their little silly game, there's got to be some quid pro quo.
Would you mind saying that again? You broke up pretty on that. I didn't catch that.
These courts were set up by these courts are set up by the legislature. They're not judicial courts. They're legislative courts. So technically, that guy acting as judge up there, he's impersonating a judge. He don't have the credentials to be.
There is no such thing as a judge because that's the title of nobility, right? Your Honor.
Yeah, you could say that, but I mean, the guy's not even part of the judicial branch of the government. So he's impersonating a judge because there are judges. There are a few judges in this country, not many.
Like the Supreme Court judges. They call it a justice. The woman's title is justice. You know, the law is expressed, not implied. If there's two different terms used, there's a distinction to be made. If a judge and justice are not interchangeable terms.
No.
But they act like it is. You know, that they're giving themselves titles of nobility, and then they want to assign titles onto you that it's a downgrade of status.
Exactly. The all caps name is capital diminution or whatever the hell it is, and then
Maximus Diminution, yeah.
Yeah, and then they throw defendant on you.
Yeah, so that the affidavit of status I think is a must for as soon as any public servants engage in affidavit of status is stopping their assumptions and presumptions.
Yeah, you got to stop their assumptions and presumptions, definitely.
That 12 presumptions in court, I want to become. I want to know that backwards.
Yeah, definitely. You need to stop.
Yep. They have no evidence. There are no facts.
Yep.
What a crock of shit.
When you get a hold of when you call Bleak there, he can give you my email and shit like that, and I can send you a lot of shit.
Oh, cool, man! It's great talking to you guys, man. The pieces the missing pieces I needed, man, are coming quickly to me.
Yeah, they come together pretty quick. I don't fear these stupid fucks. So
a coward dies 1,000 deaths, man.
That's right. That's right. So
I'm standing on my principles, man. There's no decisions to be made, I just wish I would have done it with a little more experience, but I had to learn it on the fly. I didn't want to, sometimes that trial by fire works best. Is there any other way, man? I mean,
no.
Battle tested is the only stuff you could really, look at. Anything else is speculation.
Yep. So even with mine, with that beating the mortgage company at state level, I said fuck. I turned around and sued the shit out of them at state level. They turned around and filed for foreclosure at the federal level. So I sued the shit out of them at there. So now they tried to pull my state case to federal and combine them, and it's still at federal, but they didn't get them combined. So they're going to pay. They're going to pay.
Well, the difference for me is going to be I don't have a mortgage. That was a mortgage foreclosure. They'll be calling this a tax foreclosure.
Yeah.
It went from the municipality. I don't know how they assumed an interest, just because I have my geographical location, they assumed a fucking controlling interest in my property.
Mm-hmm.
The way they did that is by calling it real property.
That's it. That's they changed the name. Exactly.
Yeah, so I don't have the right to own property, so I'm gonna write them a letter that is I don't want to be a taxpayer. Is being a taxpayer a voluntary entering into voluntarily? Because if it is, I don't wish to enter into it. If it's not voluntary, can you please show me the law, that allows you to assign that title to me and to convert my property into a commercial enterprise, which it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like the Uber, if I was to decide to open up my house as a bed and breakfast, I think I would find that there wasn't a different class that I had to get it into because I'm already listed as like a bed and breakfast.
Yep.
So a town with 100 houses in it, a small town. Wow, there's an awful lot of bed and breakfast. Small town, every house is a bed and breakfast.
And then turn around and look at their comprehensive annual financial report. They're going to say, oh, well, we need $6 million next year to operate it on. Well, how much did you spend last year? Oh, we budgeted for $5 million. Yeah, but how much did you spend? Well, 2.5. Where's the other 2.5?
Where's the receipt?
Well, where's the receipts and where's the other $2.5 million that you got?
Yeah.
Because they got that $5 million because they taxed everybody for that. But they take that money and they invest it, and then they pocket the fucking money.
Right. They'll never not spend the money. It goes up every year.
Yep.
I wish when I get to all this stuff off my plate, I'm going to be auditing the fuck out of these motherfuckers because like the one they send out from the school, you can tell they just made it up to fit into their little chart there to account for the numbers, and then they add them all up and make sure that it's the same as the total number, and it's good enough, and nobody even reads the shit.
Nope. And it's always way above what they fucking need.
Yeah, it's crazy. One thing, I don't have kids, and I got some. I conscientiously object to some of the practices. Why the hell would I be paying to have nothing to do with it? I have no kids.
Yeah. Well, why should I pay you to teach the other kids in here to be fucking baby rapists and fucking homosexuals and everything else?
Yeah, and teach fake history and fuck the vocabulary that are possessed by the graduates of the schools is pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
Third grade reading level, the newspapers.
Half of them can't even fucking read.
No, they can't.
But they
can't. See spot run.
They can play football.
They can't read a paragraph from a book from 100 years ago and tell you what it was expressing.
Yeah.
If you take a newspaper from 1900 and then one from today, just the vocabulary alone, but I mean, format is better. It really tells there's some interesting articles in it. It's a joke, man. And everything it's got a racial spin to it in the newspaper.
Everything has that.
Every fucking thing. I couldn't believe it. I got a newspaper. I haven't seen one in a while, and it was just jumped out at me.
It's black versus white, man versus woman, gay versus straight. There's got to be some kind of division someplace. Because divide and fall.
I don't know. Maybe they never heard of equal protection under the law.
They don't give a shit about that. It's about
and the black and white thing is bullshit too because we're the human race. That's not a race. That's a brand.
Yeah.
Where's the country of black or the country of white?
Exactly.
You know what that does? That deprives us of a culture.
Mm-hmm.
And so that makes it easy to enslave.
Yep.
Yeah, I identify as a so-called white. Not anymore. That's some real bullshit.
Exactly. Still,
all it does is just divide those who aren't with the fucking slave master, so they're easier to fucking
If 6 different categories, you and I and everybody else wouldn't talk like this. We wouldn't talk to each other about this stuff, and it's real simple. Now the blacks don't want to listen to the whites. Well, I'm starting to see the blacks on YouTube and shit like that. They're talking about this now, and they're starting to talk with everybody now.
Yeah, and you know what? Buffalo, New York. I don't know if you heard about this. There was a shooting at a supermarket in a so-called black neighborhood on the east side of Buffalo, and 14 people were killed or something like that, I think. But it was a total racial news spectacle.
Oh,
the guy who did the killing was a racist. He planned it because he was in a so-called black neighborhood and all this and that. And the guy from GBYT had an audio of phone calls he made from Virginia saying, yeah, I just got home from work today and I see there was a terrible tragedy in your city. And I just wanted to ask you, this is calling the Buffalo police, how come none of those officers feared for their lives? You got a guy there with an AR-15, with, dead bodies all over the place, pools of blood, and you talk this guy down? Yeah. And this is coming from the same, Buffalo police that elderly man at a protest and smashed him down on the ground. They shot a homeless guy in an alley for pulling an umbrella out of a shopping cart. The guy with a knife they shot 17 times, but then they talked this guy down. Yeah. Come on, man. Don't we see through that bullshit?
Last couple of shootings they had around here, they were Mexican white supremacists.
Always, right? Yeah.
How are you a Mexican white supremacist? I just don't get that.
Who knows, man?
But people suck that shit in like a fucking Hoover. Oh, he's a white supremacist. Okay, whatever.
How is a Mexican not an American too? Maybe nobody checked it. Mexico is in North America.
Yeah.
American means I'm from somewhere in 3 continents.
This fucking hemisphere.
Of 3 continents. Yeah. That would be a hemisphere.
Yeah, this side of the globe.
Yeah. Okay, that narrows it down. Yeah, I'm from a third of the world, of the land in the world. I'm an American.
Exactly.
And say, I'm proud to be an American. What are you proud of? You didn't do it. It has nothing to do with anything you did.
You just happen to live here. Yeah. Yep.
What a mess, man.
I agree. But,
I got, I'm gonna be spreading that message. I was saying it in jail too. But you won't even say that, that so-called black, so-called white. It's counterproductive to anything anyone's trying to do. Yep. And my involvement in the chess community is going to allow me to, chess is always it sees past that, Chess is always transcended on all that bullshit. Yep. So I could reach my message, to different people through chess. And when I get this course shit off my plate, I'm looking forward to going to chess tournaments and stuff with no license plates on my van, and my motorcycle. And I'm gonna make like a little trifold flyer pamphlet, and spread the message about the right to travel.
There you go.
Through chess.
Hell yeah! Rescind that driver's license.
I got to do that, yeah. But the other way I looked at that too is I'm asking them for documentation that I've removed myself from something that was a fraud to begin with. So some of these guys are going to great lengths, with petitioning the government for documents to prove that they're free. But if I need documents from them to say I'm free, then I'm not.
Then you're not free. That's right.
So do I really need to rescind that driver license?
It's a contract.
Right, but it's an adhesion contract because there's no offer and acceptance. There's no meeting of the minds. But I did notice on that driver license at the top of it, there's a signature of the Commissioner of Motor Vehicles. That's always present. That's one thing that people just they don't even notice this. There's a reason that's there, but it's not signed at the bottom of the document. It's signed at the top of the document.
And who signs the top of the document, or whose name is on the top, is the controller of that contract. So, for example, you see that, I don't know, was it here someplace? I think it was down here someplace. That one black couple had a baby and they didn't get a Social Security number like that. And they took the baby home and boy, they fucking knocked their door down, ripped the baby out of there, and the baby's got jaundice, and every baby has jaundice when they're fucking born, but because they didn't get that Social Security number, because that marriage license is a contract, and every product of that marriage is property of the state.
Right. I'd never been married. I didn't have kids, so I haven't had to delve too much into that stuff. But I resent the hell out of the fact that they fucking circumcised me.
Mm-hmm.
That's soft language too. Circumcision is, it's really excoriation of a genital mutilation, amputation of an organ.
Yep.
How come there's no class action lawsuits?
Oh, because you're just a conspiracy theorist. That's why.
Oh yeah, right. What does that mean? I've done my homework and I'm able to explain my position.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's exactly what it is.
Yeah, the Social Security number used to come after, right? But now they make sure it's done before that baby leaves the hospital.
You ain't leaving the. Yeah, you're not leaving the house. There's three of you. There's three of you because when you come down the birth canal, you're not birthed all the way. So the baby goes home with mama, the infant's abandoned, and there's a third one there. There's three things there.
The placenta, I think, is the fucking the Sestakane Trust.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That corporation, like a name is expressed on a tombstone.
Because you were never delivered all the way. When they cut that cord, you were never delivered. The full product of the labor was not delivered.
Well, wouldn't delivered be subjective, like in my mind, like delivered up to the Lord or something? Because when I was filling out these request slips in the jail, I was mindful to not use the word released. I don't want to be released. I don't want to be leased, released, any of that. I want to be set free. I was putting on there, but that could be, that in my mind, because I was a free man being held against my will into captivity.
Yep.
Because those who are captured by pirates and robbers remain free.
Yep.
So I read in their inmate handbook the word discharged. That's what I want to be, discharged.
Yep.
And I just kept driving. I don't consent to be here. The justification for the actions taken against me have not been provided, and I have the right to see them. You know what their fallback is? The old magical attorney bit. If I want to see these documents, these warrants, to prove the affidavit of service and all that, and probable cause, I need to ask my attorney.
Yeah.
It's a magical attorney bit. Come on now.
That's
so
why
an attorney has, how can I grant somebody a power to do something on my behalf that I possess it to do on my own?
Mm-hmm.
That's a ridiculous claim.
Why? Yeah. Why would you have to? Why should you?
Yeah. Ask your attorney. That's a really that's a ridiculous claim. And that's how weak their position is. All those people they have enslaved there. Ask your attorney, and they won't produce these documents, and they don't have them. They can't produce them.
Nope.
Ask the attorney. Is it that rare that somebody's in that jail without an attorney, without having conceded their status to be represented and voluntarily submit themselves to jurisdiction of the court?
I'm treating this as a commercial endeavor. Treat this as a commercial endeavor. You send them an affidavit saying, "Show me these things." Give them 14 days. They're going to ignore it. Send them another letter. 14 days. Make sure you've done your full administrative process with them. Then file a 42 USC 1983 claim, and it's $1.8 million a day for unlawful incarceration.
Well, man, I got 18 days plus 5 plus 4 plus 1, 28 days
times $1.8 million. That's just for the unlawful incarceration. That has nothing to do with your actual damages.
Right. That's just compensation for the unlawful imprisonment.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, that's not restitution for the damages it's caused me.
Yep.
Wow.
Wish.
I don't want to go too over the top on it, but and the one thing about that too that I didn't like the feel of is that that's civil rights.
Yeah, it's civil rights, but it opens the door for it. It opens the door for you.
But, you know, I'm not concerned with civil rights because I really don't want to be receiving any benefits and privileges.
That's more. Yeah, it's more.
I'm more concerned about the man who decided to take action, which caused me harm by depriving me of my inherent rights.
Yep, under 18 USC 241 and 242.
So could that be brought in a state a tort action instead of going to federal 1983?
I would go way above their head. You go to state, you're going to get the same jackasses you've been dealing with.
Yes, but in 1983, to fill out that one of them would be contradictory to my affidavit of status, because I'd now be saying that I'm a U.S. citizen and that I'm receiving benefits and privileges. Because if I'm asking them for remedy, that I'm asking for benefits and privileges, I'm therefore subject to their statute codes and ordinances. That's what I'm having a hard time with that part right now.
It is a hard thing to deal with, but
walking both worlds until I fucking close this chapter, maybe, and then
you could walk both worlds. I mean, it's your world. Why not? You use that federal court. There's other ways to use that federal court to bring him in there too. Technically, they're fucking debt collectors.
So I'm just I'm the authorized representative of the corporation, and that's what my role there.
Yeah, you're the authorized representative now. I've heard say you're going to need to file a Form 56 with the IRS to claim that title, authorized representative. But I've heard others
being assumed and presumed. I mean, they got me. That's how they got me. They're moving against me. But
yeah.
Then if I want to use that to my benefit, I have to ask them to document it.
That's why I've never done it. I've heard people say you have to do it, but I've never done it. When you start
kind of playing dumb then with the 1983, like they do,
taking them to these other courts, they've got to start answering. And I always tell them, I want a fucking jury. I don't want no fucking judge deciding nothing. I want a jury deciding. Because
you got to be sure to say you want a trial by jury in a common law court.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, "Oh, you want a jury trial?" They'll even give you a paper that says a jury trial. No, I said a trial by jury.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we could probably get it together, a 6-man jury. That's not it doesn't say anything about 6-man jury in the Constitution.
Yep. I'd rather be judged
than
6.
What's that?
I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Yeah, well, they're trying to carry you by 6. That was just the posturing, because I don't think any of these traffic courts have ever had a trial by jury, nor could they.
No, they don't.
Because really, they're not active. They're not the government. It's an administrative court.
Mm-hmm.
And they would have to get it on trial by jury. They'd have to get 12 of their friends and family, or 6 of them. They're trying to do it, to pretend like they're drawn as a jury panel.
Yep.
To pull it off, because for them to even be engaged with me, they should have contacted the Department of State, who would have then contacted me to bring an action against me.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a venue. I'm getting letters from a venue, which is the court. And then there's a place for the signature of the court clerk, which is never signed. And most people, they always want to excuse those who are trying to oppress them. And they don't know, they don't realize that when I'm asking rhetorical questions, they try to answer those questions, and it's usually defensive of the fucking flaws that I'm pointing out. So the venue is the one fucking sending me the shit. It's not coming from the other party. There's no service of process. It's absent of each and every ingredient that it would have to be the real deal. It's a simulation of a legal process, which is a crime. Mm-hmm. I got a U.S. code that I got to look up. It's a total crock of shit. Every fucking.
And it's an offer. It's an offer.
It's a very vague, I remember, I did construction work for many years, and I got better at, proposals, drawing them up, expressing every aspect of the work that that was going to be part of the deal, and even the parts that weren't going to be. So they don't make assumptions and presumptions. I learned that stuff on my own. Because if it's vague, I'm going to paint Joe's house for $12,000. Maybe Joe and I talked about. I'm going to paint the outside of his house. But if I just say I'm going to paint his house, Joe might maybe, I'm going to paint the inside too.
Yeah, exactly.
One coat, 2 coats going to be fine. What's going on here? We buy paint. All that, needs to be all, the law is expressed, not implied.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I agree.
Good for you, though, man. I'm proud of you on that shit. The foreclosure ones, that must have felt really good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I had the same judge the other day for a credit card, so he remembered who I was.
I kind of trained myself. It probably sounds funny to most people, but I try not to say judge. I say so-called judge.
Call him
black and white.
Whatever his first name is. Call him Fiduciary Joe or whatever his first name is.
I don't ever address him as anything. Certainly not Your Honor.
No.
I think maybe I'd say Your Honor if it's a case dismissed. For the record, it's dismissed with prejudice. Yeah, dismissed with prejudice. I can documentation for that.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Then I think I would say thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah.
That's the only fucking time, and I do not allow them to assign titles to me. They got a big problem with that. But they won't even accept my affidavit of they won't accept any papers from me. I mail them certified mail. They send it back. Some of the tactics they use like that, it shows you, how you got to do it to them too. And when they won't put their name on it, it's evidence that they know that it's fraud. They're not just button pushers just playing their little role in the fucking extortion bag. They know it's fraud. I ain't putting my name on that shit.
Fuck yeah, that's what it comes down to.
They won't even say who they are. That prosecutor could be the fucking so-called judge's nephew or something. I don't know. They won't give me his name. I'm supposed to contact them. Aren't you supposed to try to resolve the dispute, on the private side before compelling compliance in the court?
Supposed to.
Well, how can I do that if I don't even know who's bringing the action against me?
Yep, that's it.
I got someone who's insisting on remaining anonymous, who is purportedly representing a corporate fiction, who I couldn't possibly have harmed. It's they never. Where's the proof of evidence of an injury in fact?
Yeah.
Failure to state a cause of action for which relief can be granted.
Yep.
But then they just reset it. That's the problem. They hit the reset button and they're going round and round. Always under the threat of kidnapping, robbery, assault, false imprisonment. And I spelled that out too in my mail fraud report. The actions that were taken by agents of that court are evidence that these letters they're sending me are threats.
Mm-hmm.
Because me not interpreting them in the way that they would like me to, which I don't see how I possibly could, to read it. And that's a fatal flaw that a lot of people make. They fill in all the things that they're reading, things that aren't there.
Yeah.
Why are you going to the courthouse on that day? It doesn't say anything about you're directed to appear or anything. It's the word summons, none of that language is used. But I can't believe the audacity of them to the actions they decided to take, saying failure to appear, when they don't have the documentation to support that position. But then, when the guys came and kicked my door in, they didn't make that decision to do that, right? They can't make a they gave the order, right?
Yeah, who gave the order?
Who gave the order? I want to know who gave the order. And so, I mean, does that hold them harmless though? Say, the policy enforcement, they were acting in good faith.
Well,
Because of their choice to remain as ignorant as possible puts them in the best position to always, have plausible deniability and say they're acting in good faith.
ask Lieutenant, was his name Lieutenant Calley from the My Lai incident in Vietnam? Ask him what just following orders does. Did it absolve him? His ass went to fucking jail.
What was his name?
I think it was Lieutenant Calley. I think was his name. I'm not positive if that's right. From the My Lai incident in Vietnam where they burned a village and killed everybody there.
Okay.
I was just following orders. Tough shit, dumbass. You should have been smarter than just following orders. You should have known that was a bullshit order.
Yeah, you made me realize something else. You hear all this talk about officer discretion, right? Well, how can they be an order follower and excuse themselves of responsibility? But they also have this fucking broad fucking discretion. What fucking discretion can they exercise if they're not qualified to make a legal determination?
Exactly.
And that's a way to always ham them up too, right? Was that a legal determination made by you?
Yeah, you make a legal
determination. The judicial branch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're only the executive branch, which means they're order followers, executing orders.
Exactly.
So where are the orders coming from? Who the hell has assumed jurisdiction to make any demand for performance upon me?
Exactly.
I'm going to need to see proof of that. Did I enter unknowingly into some kind of fucking, quasi contract?
That's that voter registration, driver's license, concealed handgun license, motorcycle, whatever license, plumbing license.
Yeah, I wasn't studying the way I have been the last couple of years, but it was probably about 10 years ago. I had the presence of mind to I knew I didn't want to be registered to vote anymore, and I got myself out of that. So I was on the right track with some things. I cracked the code of jury duty, which nobody seemed to be able to do, which is so simple. It's unbelievable.
Yep.
And I took a poll at the bar too, and I asked, "Does anyone know how to get out of jury duty?" I figured everyone would have, some kind of. And it all started with the same thing: call them up and tell them. Call them up and tell them this. Call them up and tell them that. You're acknowledging you got that letter.
Yeah.
But
when they get rid of that registration, they won't call you again. Ever since I got rid of that, I've never had a letter for jury duty. Nothing.
No, me neither. And it was so simple to do. It was I wrote a letter, like a half a sheet of paper, that I no longer wish to be a registered voter. Please remove me from the whatever list, and don't send me anymore. I don't wish to be a registered voter. If I could enter into a contract, then I could remove myself from a contract, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because if it's something, an ongoing thing, that means it's supposed to be benefiting both parties. And I don't want, just like if I could join a bowling league, and I could quit that bowling league.
Yeah, you walk away anytime you want.
I don't feel like going bowling any Tuesday anymore.
Yep.
But if there's 20 guys on my block, and 18 of them are bowlers, and they decide they want to start a bowling league, because there's benefits to it. We get T-shirts, we're gonna have pizza and wings. There's gonna be trophies. We all like bowling,
Yeah.
And there's gonna be a fee associated with it. So 18 out of 20 guys decide to do it. They all like the sounds of it, and there's bylaws, and stuff like that, and everyone decides to abide by them. But the two guys that don't like the bowl and didn't, I don't like the bowl, so none of that, I'm not gonna do it. Those 18 guys can't force those guys to pay into their fucking bowling league.
Yep.
That's how I came up to try to explain to people, to snap them out of it. That's what I came up with the bowling league. That worked, right?
Yeah.
Try to speak in terms of it, because they all say, well, no, of course not. Well, then how the fuck can a corporation known as the town of North Collins building code enforcement impose fucking regulations on me unless I'm doing something that's causing loss, injury, or harm to my neighbors? It's none of their goddamn business what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if the fucking roof leaks or the fucking plumbing, I need a plumbing repair, Are they help me with that, or anything? No, they have no interest in my property.
No.
And you know what? I beat them. I don't have a document to support that, of course, but they faded into the background. The code enforcement and the building inspector and all that shit.
They're a
And
fuck.
they mailed threats of years in prison, thousands of dollars in fines if I don't do these things that they're demanding upon me. And that's mail and threatening communications for one. And I don't remember joining any homeowners association.
Yeah, well, show me where I signed up for this stupid shit.
Right.
Oh, you
Yeah,
live in town.
they faded into the background on that one. It was about the height of a fence, dug a trench, tires, a tarp, and the tires one. The guy snooping around underneath my trees or something said something about a couple of tires. He's looking from the neighbor's yard. So just so he didn't have to crawl around underneath my pine trees anymore, I took all the fucking jewel tires I had and I stacked them right out at the end of the driveway, right by the road. And put a no trespassing sign on them. And they were like that, I don't know, at least 6 months. Long time they're out there like that. Nobody ever said anything about that.
Yeah. Perfect.
I pushed the issue a little bit,
You got to.
But then, they increased their violence. Oh, yeah, he's not going to fall for a code enforcement trap. And yeah, we'll threaten him with fucking decades in prison now with their simulation of a fucking criminal.
Yeah. Yeah, what's criminal about that? I put him out there for the trash man. He just don't want to pick him up. Talk to him.
Yeah, this whole fucking you have to stop if a policeman fucking turns on his lights. Why? I think I'm obligated to yield to him so he can get to his emergency, but I don't think he can get declared if there's any emergency with me.
Ask him that when he pulls you over. Say, why'd you stop me?
That is the first thing I always say. What's the emergency? What's the emergency? Then I ask for them to identify themselves.
When he goes, there's no emergency. Oh, so you're creating an emergency.
Yeah, so you just falsely used your emergency signals? Why? You've been drinking tonight? Are you coming on to me?
Yeah.
Where are you going? Where are you coming from? Don't tell me you just signal an emergency to try to make small talk.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you know what? They ran me off the road, the town 4 miles down from me. And it took I had to heal my wounds a little bit, before I got back in that van and went back down in that town, after I resolved that shit in court. And I went past them twice, and they didn't move on me.
Perfect.
So I don't know if they're plotting for when I'm in a weaker position or something, but I think they don't want it. And it's not like I was in a gray car or anything either. I was in a big red rusty van that they know damn well, who the fuck I am. Whenever they engage me anymore, they don't even ask me who I am. They don't ask me for ID. They just take action. That's evidence that it's a fucking plan, isn't it?
Yeah.
They don't even ask me. Driver license and registration, nothing. It's violent.
Fuckers.
Crazy. I'm doing something right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they call me a sovereign citizen too. Where the fuck are they getting this shit from?
When they say that to me, I tell them, you better have fucking proof. You just called me a fucking domestic terrorist. So if you ain't got proof, I'm suing the shit out of your ass.
Yeah, proof, right? That's the thing about making claims. They spout off at the mouth. It's evidence that nobody's ever fucking held them responsible for the shit that they do.
No, everybody's fucking scared of them.
They have no fear of any fucking repercussions for their actions.
That's why I say drag their ass into a civil court and sue the shit out of them personally for everything they fucking own. And make sure the media gets a hold of it too.
Preservation of interest. Once the lawsuit filed, then I have the right to reserve that interest, right?
And then you turn around and you file fucking judicial complaints, bar grievances, all that kind of shit. And watch what it's hell when the insurance company says you can't be a judge anymore because you've got too many complaints.
Yeah, you know what? I'm in a position right now to bring a municipality to its knees, man. They just got whacked for $375,000 or no, 700. It was like $750,000.
Wow.
Because they barged in this guy's house to bust him for growing weed and lied about having a search warrant, which they do every single time.
That's a cheap. They got away cheap then.
But that's not counting. That was just one piece of the story because I don't know how his lawsuits worked out against them in their individual capacity.
Yeah.
And it was moved. He got success through the bar association. And those lawyers sent out flyers to every house in that village, saying has anybody had problems with the police? But so I got one from this woman I know in the town with the number, and I called them, and they were real interested. But I see why they backed. They didn't want a part of it because I was in too deep. They didn't want to be the right to travel. They're trying to avoid any that coming up.
Yep.
I don't think any attorneys are really standing up for that, and they don't want to ever show any wrongdoing by the courts or the bar association.
Of course not. Can't have that.
But I already got the dismissal with prejudice now, so I kind of got the fucking police in that village on the platter for him now.
Yeah.
Don't I? And
yeah.
Now, I mean, if they get hit with another insurance claim, that village of Gowanda, I don't think they could be a municipality anymore.
I doubt it. I'd hit them.
Or their insurance is going to skyrocket, which means they're going to have to fucking raise taxes, significantly to compensate for that. Maybe it would be enough. I mean, how bad does it have to get for people to draw a line in the sand?
It's that old deal about the two farmers talking and the dog's laying there whining. One farmer goes, "What's wrong with your dog?" And he says, "Oh, he's laying on a nail." Well, why the hell don't he get off? Don't hurt that much. Yeah, it's got to hurt a lot. When they can't put food on the table, they might fight then.
Well, it was hurting me a lot, but it was more of the principles, where I decided I identified my principles, and I was going to stand on, and it's going to take me where it's going to take me, and it's my lot in life.
That's where I'm at too. But
you got to draw your line in the sand. You got to stand. You can't just keep drawing another line. You're going to be down around the corner.
Exactly. So.
And once they know that their threats don't work with you, that puts them in a position.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all they know. And if somebody can't find it within themselves to study and stand up for themselves and know that they're not going to be swayed and call an audible when they're in battle in court and shit, then they're just not built for it, because the initial part of it isn't that bad for what's to come, because they are going to double down.
Yeah.
It's going to be more violent,
Yep.
But then after that, when if they haven't beaten you into submission, every time they do that and they don't get their desired result, it weakens them.
It does. And then
their morale, the other fucking police, when I got complaints out, in internal affairs and shit, police might not be so eager to be the next one to engage me with violence.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't like rolling up on somebody that they don't already know who it is, what's their history and everything.
Yep.
With the fucking license plate, the registration plate that they call a license plate, so it confuses the true meaning of it once again.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Fucking bullshit driven through.
Let me jump.
You think more people are the right to travel? You think more people are doing it?
The more people are starting, I think. I don't know.
I see that as the most important thing. That and property tax.
Just say no. Just say no. Use their own line against them. Just say no.
Have you seen that guy on YouTube, Anthony Stasiolo?
No, I haven't seen him.
Check him out. I recommend him. He dissects some of the documents and stuff concerning motor vehicles and that. And he makes some really good points. One thing I got from him is I got an American flag on the front and back of my van.
Yeah.
Because well, that stops them in their assumption that I'm under the jurisdiction. And and somebody that's familiar with the rules of engagement, international, I believe, could see, a third-party observer could see that I'm not, because I have a proper American flag where the registration and inspection stickers used to be.
Yep.
Those little cloth ones like this big.
Yep.
And they're wearing a flag that's backwards version of that with another gold border around it. I'm not with that.
Or get the peacetime flag of the United States, which the stripes go the other direction.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that really means. I don't know if there's anything wrong with
it's a battle flag.
That I'm an American. That's the common law. That's the land jurisdiction. They're of the water jurisdiction.
Yeah, but that gold fringe is under 860-10, I think, of the Army Regulation 860-10 is covers it.
860-10.
I think it's Army Regulation 860-10 off the top of my head. That's the one that covers the gold fringe around that flag. But that flag in itself is a battle flag of the United States. The true peacetime flag of the United States, the stripes go the other direction, up and down, not horizontal.
I've seen that used, but I'm careful not to use things until I fully understand it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm at with the UCC codes. But I did put on where my commercial placard was on there. I have a private UCC 1-308, because that just means the reservation of rights, right?
Yep.
That's the part of the commercial code that protects those who aren't engaged in that commercial activity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that about what it is?
Yeah, you're saying the UCC is their public policy, and that's what the judge is not going to go against, is that UCCs. But if you put on there your reservation of rights, it means you're opting out of that, playing that silly little game that they want to play.
Right.
So,
I'm citing the part of that commercial code that allows me to not participate in that commercial activity.
Exactly.
I can't be forced into it.
Exactly.
And the UCC 1-109 is that it says consumer goods. This is not a vehicle. This is my property.
Yep.
I have the right to own property.
Yep.
I guess I don't have the right to engage in commerce within their fucking assumed territory.
And their main job is the protection of rights and property pursuant to Breyer versus United States.
Yeah, but they're not doing anything that is even close to preserving rights or property.
No, of course not.
They're violating rights, stealing property, and regulating commerce. What part of preserving property is regulating commerce fall into?
Yeah, where does that fall in there?
If I want to act in a commercial activity, I don't even see how they, can. So what? What does that have to do with them?
Well, it's under the Lieber Code.
So that's Lieber Code.
The Lieber Code is what says that it's what keeps commerce going in time of war.
Well, I kind of see that, because if they're there to protect rights, right, and the roads are owned by the people, then that would be protecting the rights of the people's roads to not be excessively, used and abused by logging trucks.
Yeah, if you're making money using that road, then you need to pay the taxes to help rebuild the road.
So that's protecting the rights of the owners of those roads.
Mm-hmm. It's like a public utility is paid for already by the public. You're not supposed to be paying for it.
Right. So the way that they're at, these are my roads. No, these are the people's roads, and you're a public servant.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not acting in a commercial capacity, what the fuck do you disengage me for?
Mm-hmm.
But they're so ignorant that it's fucking dangerous.
Right, well, it's well known they hire the dumbasses.
Yeah, but why can't those dumbasses at least be made to take a quiz that they understand the Constitution that they swore to uphold? I don't see how they could possibly be accused.
Because if they don't know, they just follow orders, and that's what they want. Because it's all about money. It's all about money. I said, when you go in there and they create bonds on you, it's a trust action.
Right.
So
It's all
that's that little line. There's no facts in dispute. Waive all benefits without God, because the state sees jail as a benefit.
right. Well, yeah, I know. When that policy enforcer followed me home and put me in the hospital, stole my motorcycle, that was also a benefit.
Yep.
But when they, when I point out that I wasn't entitled to receive any such benefits, it kind of puts me in the spot.
Tell them right up front, don't want any benefits from you. I only take benefits from God.
Well, this, them offering to prosecute me on a simplified traffic information for a felony too is also a benefit they're trying to give me, right?
Everything they do is a benefit. They consider a benefit.
Everything.
Everything's a benefit for you.
Well,
So,
I don't want to be an unnecessary burden on the taxpayers. I don't wish to be among them, but I don't want to unnecessarily burden them. So I wish they would stop giving me these benefits that I'm not entitled to.
Yeah, just tell them I'll waive all your benefits. Waive all benefits unless they come from God.
I tried, but they wouldn't accept my case. There's got to be something in contract law about that too. If they make an offer, I have the right to conditionally accept that. With my terms.
Yeah.
For them to not accept that, then that should stop the whole thing. Send me back one letter refused. Okay, well I guess these people don't want it. They're not seeking a contract with me anymore.
No.
So that's it, right?
It voids the contract, yeah.
So that ends the whole fucking engagement. But not to them it doesn't.
No, not to them it doesn't.
If I don't, in the retention of their document too, well, we sent it out, we didn't get it back, so we must have gotten it. That's not the process because you can't prove it.
Yep.
And with that too, I didn't retain your document, and if you would have received the letter I sent certified mail, you would have seen that I reported you for mail fraud. And if you read that mail fraud report, it clearly states that they want me to hang on to those original documents. They might ask me for those.
Yep.
So under the authority of the United States Postal Service Criminal Investigations Unit in Chicago, Illinois, that's why I'm retaining those original documents and for my record.
Yep.
Not doesn't mean I accept your offer, but it is no offer. There's nothing on there that says anything about they're doing anything for me or what they expect of me.
Have you?
I don't see how it can be construed as an offer to contract. It's like saying the sky's blue and I had a bologna sandwich for lunch.
Yeah.
Is that an offer to contract?
Ask them that. Syntax their document and send it back.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm going to syntax it and ask questions about the grammar and the definitions of terms.
Yeah, what's this mean?
The ball's back in their court, and because I don't understand. They got abbreviated stuff, all capital letters. I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Anytime you do one of those, you want to send a copy to as many places you can think of sending it to. Attorney General's offices, Department of the Army, since the Army's in charge here.
Really? Department of the Army, you'd recommend that?
That's a good place. Any place that's going to retain that document.
Well, what I was thinking, for starters, is the higher court. The clerk of the county, they got the head clerk. The county district.
Send it several places. Send it several places.
Several. The state district attorney, the county district attorney.
You can even go to the federal AG.
Is there a federal district attorney? Yeah.
No, the federal attorney general.
The sheriff of the county.
Sheriff of the county. Just you want as many places because some places hold records better than others. You know what I mean? So if it shows up there, there's going to be something saying that record showed up.
Man, these motherfuckers, they stole my motorcycle, right? I got the phone calls I made to the tow company and to the sheriff's department concerning that. And the tow company revealed that they don't know who gave the order, which tells you they have no paperwork.
That means a fat lawsuit against them. Right then, it should have been a fat lawsuit against them. The tow company.
They still had my motorcycle as of a few weeks ago, and I want my motorcycle back. I was trying to get them to do the right thing, return the motorcycle. I'm not really interested in suing them. I want my property back,
That's the way.
now I have to sue them because they're not doing that. They asked me if, well, do you have the title for that? What the hell does that have to do with anything?
Ask them, do you have the title from that for that?
Yeah, I said. Well, I think I asked them. I said, "Are you claiming ownership of my property? You're assuming owner? No." But they said it was taken by the sheriff's department. Then they said. So I called the sheriff's office, and I asked him right off the bat. Asked who I'm speaking with. I said this is called being recorded for quality purposes. And I asked who I'm speaking with. He said, "I don't give my name out over the phone." At the sheriff's office, who answered the phone. And, but then they said they have their own impound yard. And he transferred me to that guy. And that guy got all pissed off when I said a couple of things about the Constitution. But he said there's no record. They never had it. They had nothing to do with it. But they were the ones rolling it down. The assholes rolling it down my driveway were wearing clown costumes from that sheriff's department. So who gave the order then? Well, he said he found that it was the Village of North Collins Police who gave the order to impound their soft language and steal my motorcycle. Under what authority?
From your property?
Yeah, from my property, out of my driveway, my motorcycle.
And what was
out of his jurisdiction?
What was the reasoning?
Because they fraudulently accused me of a DWI. So their reasoning was, if I got out a couple hours later, this is coming from the sheriff's office. That village police department, I can't seem to get a hold of. They're never there. They're not at the door. And yeah, because in case I got out, they did want to make sure that I wouldn't.
Take him to federal court and sue the shit out of him for theft of property.
Theft of property, but it's worse than theft, isn't it? Because if they snuck up my driveway, and that would be theft, right? It was armed.
Trespass to property.
What is it?
Trespass.
Trespass. Armed robbery.
Armed robbery.
They put me in the hospital.
Yeah.
So all those weapons now are used in the commission of a crime, and I think that's what defines aggravated.
Mm-hmm. It's aggravated.
That's the distinction between assault and aggravated assault, right?
Just him having the weapon on his side and displaying it that makes it aggravated.
Right. Well, there was a crime. Like if somebody's assaulted, it's just like they assaulted him for no reason. But if you assaulted him and then stole his wallet, that's an aggravated assault. So,
yeah.
And it's also a conspiracy because there was 12 of them here that night.
Yeah, conspiracy against rights, deprivation of rights under color law, 18 U.S.C. 241, 242. Those are crimes.
Yeah, they say, it's not a crime. It's an unlawful act. Get the fuck out of here with it. That soft fucking language jargon shit, man. I'm real fucking. I'm trying to be real mindful of that too, and I'm not putting it up with it from my friends either. Like, you got picked up? Picked up? I got fucking kidnapped. You know, it was a home invasion.
Exactly. Yeah, you need to drag their ass into federal court.
Yeah, go federal. Go right to federal.
You got to go federal because all you're going to get at the state level is the same shitheads you got.
Yep. Let me ask you this. It seems to me that the correct order is to get their bonds and then file notice of intent to file claim and then notice of claim.
Just write a claim. Write a claim against all their. If you got names, write a claim against their bond and send it to the insurance commissioner of the state.
Yeah, I'm not able to get their names and shit. They're not responding to my FOIA request. They're just responding with excuses.
Then just file a lawsuit against them in federal court. And you want a jury. You want it in front of a jury.
File a lawsuit then against the clerk who sent me the excuse and was in non-compliance with FOIA.
Yeah, there's one. The sheriff's department, whoever was involved, and then
whoever I know was involved. There's a lot of John Does, you know.
Yeah, John Doe deputy number 1, John Doe deputy number 2, and they're going to be that way until these fuckers will admit to who was there.
Yeah, they're withholding evidence of crimes that they committed.
Mm-hmm.
And now when they fucking kidnap me, and invade my home and stuff, they're intimidating witnesses.
And they're trying to get you on a DWI when you're already in your house.
they're making false accusations against me. No, because there's nothing on his fucking documents that says anything about I was driving in an erratic manner or anything that would lead him to believe that I was a suspect of a DWI. But even if I was all over the road, that's not his territory.
Yeah.
He should stop. You're going to be chasing a drunk. That's not hot pursuit because there's no victim. There's no corpus delicti.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
So how could he be in hot pursuit? He's in hot pursuit of bail jumping. He said was the reason that he engaged me is bail jumping. Well, back again to the proof of service of process. We're back again to that,
So
the process.
he
The
can't
first
decide
things
when
to
to
start this action aren't there.
Yeah. Yeah. Drag their ass into federal court.
So he made a legal determination that he was that he could exceed his jurisdictional boundaries on something that is good faith of his ignorance. And he saw me too at that supermarket. He looked right at me. I waved at him. I didn't realize he had plenty of chance to engage me if because in his papers it said, oh yeah, because of the motorcycle, and he realized that I was a bail jumper. Well, then why didn't you do anything at the supermarket? Oh, well, there would have been witnesses. There would have been witnesses there.
Yeah, you don't want no witnesses.
And then a small army. For DWI, why would 12 policemen volunteer?
Did they ever give you a sobriety test?
Well, he offered to. And so I said, no, I don't have an attorney present, I'm not going to answer any questions. Well, who's your attorney? None of your business.
Yeah.
So, so his, he's basing this all on when he was kneeling on my neck in my driveway with his subject management techniques. He smelled a strong odor of alcohol. I don't know. Didn't he take a class to assess these things? He would know that it's been determined that alcohol has no odor.
Yeah.
Right?
What a bunch of shit.
Yeah. It is a bunch of shit. However heavy they come with you with their fucking fraudulent accusations is how good it is.
Yeah, drag their ass to court, man. That's about the only way you're going to get
it. I picked up some key things I was missing, man. I'm almost there. And it's time because I had to follow through with the course of action here because I'm endangering myself until I follow through to the end, And next time I'm not going to do part of it. I'm going to do all of it right away and drop it all at once. And that's it.
Let me get off here, brother. I'm gonna.
All right, great talking to you. Nice to meet you. Hey, what's your YouTube channel?
I don't have a YouTube channel. I hang out. No, I hang out with Bleak. I'm kind of a rock when it comes to computer shit. So.
I've only been on 2.5 years, man.
But here, give me a second. I'll put my.
Great talking with you, man. Thanks a lot for the information.
Here, give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. Oops.
It's too late to call up Bleak, you think? What time zone is he in?
Say again?
Is it too late to call up Bleak, you think? What time zone is he in?
He's in. It's 1 o'clock there. I don't know how late he stays up there. But I just put my email in. I just put my email in the chat there.
Okay, great. I'm gonna write that down and I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Peace.
Later.
Done.
people are just snagging these things to record, I guess. It's fucking, that's cool. Can't help but think that's odd. But howdy, Alan Gehring and Alan Gehring bot. I guess I don't know. Fucking. At any rate, good times.
The book of the prophet Ezekiel. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps. It went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright. And out of the fire went forth lightning. And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. Now as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his 4 faces. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl. And they 4 had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. When they went upon their 4 sides, and they turned not when they went. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them 4. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up.
Well, yeah, man. Fucking, I'll say. StreamYard has been extremely, how do you say, butt fucky lately, and nothing appears to be working. So, anyways, cheers.
think I just have to say it like this. I don't know about you, but I'm tired. I am worn out. I am fed up. I've had enough.
Fuck me, man.
I am tired of exposing corruption, doing our homework, going overseas and having documents translated to make sure they're exactly right, presenting the evidence. We know what's happening, except then once we expose it, nothing happens. Nobody goes to jail. Nobody pays for a damn thing anymore. Nothing. If you and I did half the things that people in Washington do every day, you and I would go to